years ago. I tuned to my TV show. No better way, I gotta get myself into gear. Let's go. Oh, and I feel good today with my wake up in the morning espresso. I feel good today. It's my feel good breakfast show.
A very good morning, Sanbonani Divela Makhayatu. Welcome to it. Your Feel Good Breakfast Show is live, large and in charge. It's Expresso on S3. And as always, so good to be in your company at the start of a brand new day. Thank you so much for joining us as we amp up to the weekend. And we've got the exact perfect way to plan for you. Entertaining us this morning is musician, the legendary, come on, Tamara Day, who's here to chat about her latest single called Disco Therapy. And then cranking us up this morning is also award-winning comedian and radio personality Dalen Oliver, ahead of his Gauteng tour of his stay-at-home comedian. You'd want to stay tuned for that. And of course, if you're thinking of hitting the big screen and small screen this weekend, then JP Sebastian is here to review some thrillers while we get you excited for, of course, this new series on SABC2 called Fathers Matter. So all of the entertainment packaged into this beautiful 3 hours coming up from 6 o'clock all the way through until 9 o'clock. And I hope that you'll enjoy every single minute thereof with us. And let's say hello to a king, Sir Graham Richards. Good morning to you, sir.
Hark. Good morning, lad. I know we say this every day, brother. I know we've had a couple of absolute crackers since you've come back, but man, I have a feeling today is going to be the best day ever. Why? Because it's a Friday. It's a beautiful day. Thank you so much for tuning in and joining with us. And of course, we've got you for the next 3 hours, and we want the conversation to be rich. So we're going to open up the airways for you this morning. And this is what we'd like to know. Of course, it's a big weekend, going to be fun-filled on the small screen. So which of these shows are you most looking forward to catching? Oh, Tropica, Island of Treasure All-Stars. It's here, it's insane. We've got the Insider SA, come on. We've got the multi-award-winning Taste Master SA, and then we've got some repeats of amazing SABC shows. Dig deep, what is your favorite show? What are you most looking forward to? What are you going to be sitting under a blanket next to the person that you love, chomping on your popcorn for the entire weekend? We'd love to hear from you. But don't start just yet. Stick around with us for the next 3 hours. We're going to get you set and informed for the day ahead. Let's get into those news headlines.
Looking very smooth there, Mr. Richards. Thanks very much. Let's take a quick look at the news headlines on this Friday morning. On the national news front, President Cyril Ramaphosa will attend the funeral of the late Queen Elizabeth on Monday. He will arrive in London on Sunday and attend a reception hosted by King Charles, who has ascended the throne after his mother's death. Ramaphosa is presently in Washington on a working visit. He will meet with both Vice President Kamala Harris and later today with President Joe Biden at the White House. Now, the two leaders are expected to discuss bilateral, regional and global issues of mutual interest, including trade and investment, climate change, food shortages and peace and security. Meanwhile, back home, parents of learners who are not attending school at Jagersfontein are frustrated and demand answers regarding the fact that their children may fall behind with exams. Now, some 77 learners have not been attending school after the Mine Silt Dam burst on Sunday and left families displaced and infrastructure destroyed. Now, many of the learners are in lower grades. The water and electricity infrastructure has also been damaged. The Department of Education says it has engaged with the entity Bloom Water to assist in providing water to schools, and generators have also been organized for electricity supply. Taking a look at international news headlines this morning, João Lourenço has officially begun his second term in power, vowing to be the president for all Angolans after his MPLA party's disputed win in last month's election. Now, there was a strong military presence at the inauguration ceremony in Luanda yesterday, and many people opted to stay home. In his speech, Lourenço echoed previous promises of economic reforms and job creation, but made no mention of his long-touted anti-graft campaign. Several African heads of state attended the swearing-in, as did the president of former colonial power, Portugal. In our world news, the World Bank is willing to provide up to $30 billion to combat global food shortages aggravated by Russia's invasion of Ukraine, and has so far disbursed almost $10 billion in financial aid pledged to Kiev. Axel van Trotsenberg, the bank's managing director of operations, cited an absolute need for international solidarity with Ukraine during a media conference while on a visit to Bosnia capital Sarajevo. Now, he added that solidarity had to be sustained not only in the short term, but also in the long term. And then finally, believe it or not, wild chimpanzees have their own signature drumming style. Well, so say scientists who studied chimps in the Ugandan rainforest and established that these animals drum out messages to one another on tree roots. Now, the scientists say that the signature rhythms allow them to send information over long distances, revealing who is where and what they're doing. Now, the findings have been published in the journal Animal Behaviour. Dr. Catherine Hobeta from the University of St. Andrews in the UK explained that the apes use huge tree roots as a large wooden surface to drum on with their hands and their feet. Now, she said if one hits the roots really hard, it resonates and makes a big, deep, booming sound that travels through the forest. And she added, quote, "We could even recognize who was drumming when we heard them. And it was a fantastic way to find the different chimpanzees that we were looking for." Now, each male chimpanzee, the scientists found, uses a distinct pattern of beats, and they combine it with long-distance vocalizations called pant hoots. Well, no wonder scientists do believe that chimpanzees are the closest to humans intellectually than any other animal out there. Well, without skipping a beat, let's hop right over into the sports headlines of the morning. Here's Graham.
Thank you so much, Kat. Let's kick off with rugby news this morning. Two former World Rugby 7 Series winners will now provide the core of the newly appointed Springbok Sevens management, with Sandile Nkobo and Philip Snyman taking the team into the 2022-23 season and, of course, beyond, following the Neil Power coaching era. So Nkobo, who currently heads up the SA Rugby Sevens Academy, he'll continue that same coaching pathway as Paul when he takes over the Blitzboks reins as head coach this week. So congratulations to him. And then Snyman, who guided Germany to their first Rugby World Cup Sevens qualification, will become the assistant coach. Then on to the 15-man game. Oh, drama. Geordie Barrett, he grabbed a try after the siren as the All Blacks edged out Australia 39-37 in a Melbourne Classic last night to win the Bledisloe Cup for a 20th year in succession, and of course in so doing move a step closer to back-to-back Rugby Championship crowns. In a manic finish, French referee Matteo Reynal, he took the ball off Wallabies fly-off Bonifoli for time wasting as he was poised to kick a penalty out of defence, with the home side now holding a 3-point lead at the time with less than a minute left. Well, gifted with possession, the All Blacks did what they do. They spread the ball wide, and Barrett, of course, touched down in the corner. Incredible moment there. Then Cristiano Ronaldo is back. He scored for the first time this season, in fact, while Jadon Sancho also found the back of the net as Manchester United got their Europa League campaign back on track with a 2-0 win over Sheriff Tiraspol. So Ronaldo had gone 7 games without a goal this term, probably his longest stretch ever, before the United striker converted a first-half penalty for his 699th club goal. Incredible. United would have been in a Premier League action this weekend, of course, but theirs is one of the 3 matches that have been postponed. Man City, Spurs and Arsenal will, however, be playing this weekend as they take on Wolves, Leicester and Brentford, respectively. Then on to tennis. I think we knew this was coming at some point, but heartbreaking nonetheless. Roger Federer, one of the greatest players of all time and certainly one of the nicest sportsmen in the field, will be retiring from top-level tennis after the Laver Cup in London this month. So the 20-time Grand Slam champion has not played since Wimbledon of 2021, which he had a 3rd knee operation after that. And only Rafa Nadal and, of course, Novak Djokovic have more men's Grand Slam titles than the Swiss maestro, with his first coming in 2003 at, of course, Wimbledon. Now, he'd go on to win at SW19 7 more times, in fact, to go along with 6 Australian Open titles and 5 at the US Open and 1 at Roland Garros. The 41-year-old spent 310 weeks as world number 1 and won an incredible 1,251 matches in his professional career. It certainly will be the end of an era, but that's where we leave our sport for now. We'll delve a little deeper into the rugby as we progress. I know some nervy moments on the way, but let's see what the weather has in store for you on this Friday, baby.
Thank you very much, Graham. Yes, a first look at your weather. But first, let's take a look at some environmental news. A study has come out now showing that the world's largest glacier is melting down faster than expected. The Thwaites Glacier is also called the Doomsday Glacier because of its alarming threat to global sea levels. Now, a team of scientists, through a study published in Nature Geoscience, suggests that the higher melting rate has occurred over the last 6 months, resulting in the Thwaites a retreat to 2 kilometers per year. Now, a marine geophysicist, Robert Later, who co-authored the study, said, and I quote, "Thwaites is holding on by its fingernails, and we should expect to see big changes over small time scales in the future once the glacier retreats beyond a shallow ridge in its bed." Now, scientists suggest that if this glacier melts down completely, it will lead to 4% of the climate change caused by a 3-meter sea level rise, posing, of course, a threat to the existence of living creatures. From glaciers, yes, alarming news indeed there. But we take a look at your sunrise views. Thank you so much for sending in those beautiful pictures. Our first one this morning comes through from Chantel, who shared this absolutely stunning neon pink horizon gleaming above the ocean. Look at that, all the way from Lucia out in KZN. Ayesha Hamadaldeen also came through, sharing the stunning orange sky above the ocean out in Kalk Bay. Thank you so much for that. One of our regulars, Emil Jones from Buccleuch in Johannesburg, also pulling through on this beautiful Friday morning with this stunning pink and orange hued picture across the sky as the sun begins to rise. Now, Faithline Lowe shared this beautiful, colorful sky. Take a look at that from her car out in George. Finally, Gina out in Hedendal in Bloemfontein also came through this morning, sharing this view of the sun peeking through behind the clouds this morning. Thank you so much for those beautiful pictures. That is how we officially launch the weekend. But before we do that, let's take a look at your temperatures across the country. Starting off with you, Polokwane, your low today, 11, and you will peak at 30 degrees. Mbombela, sunny times, 16, your low, reaching highs of 32, with the capital city, Pretoria, coming in at 15 and 28. Johannesburg, 14 and a maximum of 27, with some sun expected out in Mahikeng today, 13 and 31. Klerksdorp, sun and clouds, 14, that's your minimum. Your maximum is 32, with Kimberley coming in at 15 and 32. Bloemfontein, 10, that's where you will start. You will peak at 30, with Richards Bay, sunny times expected out there, 20, that's your low. You will reach a maximum of 32. Pietermaritzburg, sun and clouds, 17 and 34. And the warmest place to be, Durban, this one is for you, 20 is where you will start and you will peak at 30. Mthatha, 14 and 34. East London, 16, reaching highs of 27, with Craddock coming in at 14 and 33. If you find yourself out in GQ, Gqeberha, 14, that's your low. You will reach highs of 23. George, sun and clouds are expected out there today, 12, that's your minimum, and you will reach that maximum of 19. The mother city, Cape Town, at 13 and 19. Booster, 7. Reaching a maximum of 28. Sutherland, 4, that's your minimum, and your maximum is 25 today. Last, certainly not least, this one is for Uppington, 17, that's your low. Your highs today, 36. And that's where we leave it for now. The next update will be in just over an hour, but please send in those beautiful sunrise pictures onto our WhatsApp line. That's 063 408 8863.
Uncle Tubbsy, you're looking like you're ready to walk into Tropical Island of Treasure All Stars, eh?
Next to Jono. You look a little bit like Jono, eh?
Island boy.
Yes, of course, we are getting excited about local TV. We've got an unmatched lineup this weekend, Tropical Island of Treasure All Stars being a part of that. And of course, we've got that little minor blip of a Rugby Championship match to get through as well.
Goodness.
That's kind of out of our hands, but there might be the slimmest of hopes. Of course, we'll give it a go, and we'll get into the nitty-gritty with Mike Pedro in a moment.
And if that's getting you a little bit nervous, don't worry. Tomorrow Day is here to make Tomorrow Day
your weekend.
Here to make your
weekend.
Say it with me now. Your
day.
Ah, you got it. Ah.
Only you can make my day.
There are those Those who care for others ask for nothing in return, but may need some care themselves. If you feel that someone in your community deserves some recognition for all they do, then Panado cannot wait to hear from you. Simply reply to the Afternoon Express Facebook, Instagram and Twitter pages and tell us who they are, what they do for the community and why they should receive some care with the hashtag PanadoSA and the hashtag A Dose of Care. They can stand a chance of winning a dose of care to the value of 5,000 Rand from Panado. Afternoon Express will then add another 5,000 Rand towards the charity or nominee of choice, so they too can share in some care. Don't miss the Panado hashtag A Dose of Care competition running from the 1st of August 2022 right through to the 5th of October 2022, right here on Afternoon Express. T's and C's apply.
Plan your next Cape Town getaway home to the world-renowned Table Mountain, breathtaking mountain ranges, stunning natural wonders, thrilling landscapes and picturesque ocean vistas. Get from 15% off when you stay 3 nights or more and recharge even longer with the Stay Longer on Us offer. This offer is valid at participating Marriott International hotels in South Africa and Africa. Book now on emea.marriott.com.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Yes, that's a face of quiet trepidation, like we all feel at the moment ahead of the Rugby Championship. 2 more games to go. What chance do we have? Of course, the Springboks' penultimate game of the Rugby Championship sees them take on Argentina tomorrow in Buenos Aires. We know it's a tough ask on any day. Jacques Denoba has opted for an unchanged side to the one that beat Australia last time out. What have the Australians done to us? What is your essay versus Argentina score prediction? We'd love to hear from ourselves, hear from you this morning, 063-408-8863. Let us know. And of course, with us to preview, hopefully, all of the action, because you know there will be some action, but to give us a little hope is Mike Pedro, our sports producer and anchor. Buddy, I've got to ask, before we get into kind of the nitty-gritty and the permutations, do we have a chance? Is it out of our hands after what we saw with Australia throwing away, ultimately? Or a bit of cheekiness from Bernard Foley. And the Australians have been caught out a couple of times with their professional cheek. But it obviously has changed the landscape now. How are you feeling? Heart of hearts.
I think before that game yesterday, talk was that we would need a bonus point in both games against Argentina to have a chance. Now we definitely need bonus points in both these games. But I think tomorrow's game is not going to be as straightforward as many people think. I mean, yes, South Africa are unchanged in terms of their lineup, but why would you change a team that won in Australia for the first time in like a decade? So that makes sense. But Argentina in Argentina even before Michael Checker was the coach,
Yeah.
were a difficult team to play against. And we've seen in this year's Rugby Championship that they aren't just there to make up the numbers. They've beaten New Zealand in New Zealand, and they've beaten Australia as well. So it's not going to be as straightforward as a lot of people think. And South Africa are going to have to be on top of their game from the first whistle.
First of all, I think it's because the dead ball line is just so short in Argentina. It's ridiculous. I mean, you don't even play like that in high school, first of all. Let me just get that off my chest. No, there's something about that stadium that's just crazy, man.
Yeah.
The fans really do become a 16th player. There's something actually quite cool about this narrative now, because now the players have to do it.
Yes.
The individuals have to put their hand up, and they've been given this vote of confidence by keeping that team in. A couple of names coming onto the bench. Al gets me really excited. Faf de Klerk, I know he can polarize an audience very quickly, but I believe that he really does have the mettle in the big moments. And then the big man, Andre Esterhuizen, really bolstering that front line. And maybe we do need a bit of that physicality, that crash ball, that kind of dominance. How do you think we do find the key to unlock this Argentinian side?
Yeah, well, I think it's going to be sort of two similar styles coming up against each other. Argentina, we know, are very physical. We've seen in this Rugby Championship that their kicking game has improved as well. All facets of their game have improved.
Rugby intelligence.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's a very disrespectful thing to say to a team, but it feels like they've modelled their system on New Zealand and South Africa, and now have found a beautiful kind of hybrid of both, which is it's quite a scary prospect.
It is, especially when you've got players that are the size of some of those Argentinian players. And that physicality is always going to be there, and that's why I think Ulrich Loh coming in on the bench, Andre Esterhuizen as part of the back line is really there to sort of beef up
Gladiators. Out there,
beef up the team if needed off the bench. And I think Ulrich Loh, if he gets on, is gonna show his worth, really.
The X factor.
I think a lot of people have been calling for him to be in the match day 23, myself included. And I think this is the time for him to really show that he can be counted on. He can be sort of the next Dwayne Vermeulen. Because that's ultimately what we need at the moment in that position, particularly because Vermeulen has had a couple of injuries lately. He's also getting on in age a little bit, which obviously doesn't help anyone's cause. But
well, I think even he himself would admit that you're only there because of the players that have come before you, and it's a ladder, and you've got to be able to continue that kind of line of succession, sorry to use that term, over this time. But I get what you're saying completely, and this could be his moment. What a moment to prove your worth. We've had a couple of voice notes coming in. Let's get one of them right now, see how you guys, or hear how you guys are feeling about our prospects.
Good morning, Morning Live. It's a beautiful Friday morning. Actually not SA in Argentina support. I'm a very big All Blacks fan. But I'll say the score for SA Argentina 29, South Africa 12.
All right, so let's start with the 5 things that went wrong there. We'll work backwards from the score. Hey, man, you're allowed to support whoever you want to support. We saw the beautiful support for Fiji in the World Cup final. I'm trying to find a positive spin here, brother, but you made it difficult for me. But the bottom line is it's going to be very, very tough for us to beat Argentina, to beat New Zealand in the bigger picture. All but impossible.
Yeah.
But we can try, man.
And hopefully the ref... I mean, because also that, if we're being honest, as much as Australia do have a bit of gamesmanship in them, 5 seconds and you get blown up for time wasting. Personally, I've never seen anyone blown up for time wasting in rugby.
Yeah, for sure.
So that was already a shock. But when you see some of the footage, there's a couple of Australian players actually shouting at Bernard Foley to kick the ball out. Just kick the ball out and we'll win the game. So I think... hopefully there's no controversial decisions like that tomorrow.
I hope there's like 5. We are burning on Monday, but it's going to be a cracker either way. And, of course, some youngsters ready to prove themselves. Keep those voice notes coming. How are we going to fare against Argentina in Argentina? 0634088863. We'd love to hear from you.
Well, there's a lot of competition happening out on sports field, but there's a lot of competition happening elsewhere too, Uncle Tabzi.
An island.
Absolutely. Tropica Island of Pleasure is back with an epic all-star 10th season.
I mean, it's actually quite insane. You've got 8 celebrities from previous seasons returning to the beaches to play for the biggest prize in the show's history. It's a smooth shared 1 million rand and a 250,000 rand worth of a prize from Suzuki. And to top this off, Play.co.za will be rewarding the runner-ups with a mega mystery prize
Absolutely. But first, they need to choose their partner. So the celebs are to meet with 18 of South Africa's smoothest fans, and then the selection process will begin. Now, starting on South African soil in St. Lucia in KZN, 8 celebrities and 18 fans play in 2 games to decide who will be partnered with whom. And then...
But then,
Ding, 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 ding.
dun, 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 dun. But you two at home could stand the chance of winning some incredible smooth prizes when you watch on Saturday. It's going down at 6:30 p.m. and all you need to do is spot the gold Tropica bottles, okay? They'll be placed throughout the show. Tweet where you see the bottle and then use the hashtag Tropica in your answer.
Absolutely. Then, of course, follow at MyTropica on social media for all of the action and more info on how you can win big. And of course, don't forget, don't miss the show premiere. It is tomorrow, Saturday, 6:30 p.m. on S3. And let's take a sneak peek at what episode 1 has in store.
Tropica is back with the best of the best in the All-Star Season 10 of Tropica Island of Treasure.
I'm your host, Anga Makubalo, and welcome to Tropica Island of Treasure All-Stars. And in 3, 2, 1... Oh, man, Maurice think they are done.
Pull out this one for me.
Catch the All-Star Season of Tropica Island of Treasure every Saturday at 6:30 on S3 from the 17th of September. Tropica, nothing smoother.
Oh, you can make my day.
Your generosity can ignite a love for reading amongst our youth. Share your homegrown story. See Cadbury Story Edition packs. There's a glass and a half in everyone.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome to it. It is your feel-good breakfast show. So great to be spending this Friday morning with you. Now, Mzansi's favourite First Lady of House, Tamara Day, is back, and she's spreading major love and light with her brand new single called Disco Therapy. Now, in response to challenging times, Tamara's new offering explodes with musicality and is laden with elements of throwback disco, a bit of nostalgic vocal house and pop futurism. Take a quick listen to this.
We need disco therapy. We need disco therapy. What we need is disco therapy. What we need is disco therapy.
Disco Therapy. Ladies and gentlemen, Tamara Day is in the house. Is in the house. Great to see you. You're not traveling alone,
Good morning.
I see. Great to
No,
have you.
I take a little bit of disco therapy with me everywhere I go.
This is
I'm
marvellous.
all about spreading love and light and the healing power of music.
I absolutely love it. This is the absolute personification thereof. Disco
Gorgeous.
therapy,
Mwah.
I'm feeling the vibes. And
Yeah.
I'm feeling like this is a therapy session for all of us. But it's so
Indeed.
amazing to see you. I'm not even sure when was the last time I saw you either on stage or in person. But all I
Yes.
know is that I'm so glad that you are back with new music and
Yes.
doing your thing.
Thank you.
Talk to me about where you are right now. I mean, the drama of it all, the disco therapy of it all. This song is just, it's catapulting us into the weekend. Where did the song come from and how did you find it?
It came really from just that, from, you know, the world has been through so much.
Absolutely.
We all have. And I wanted to make music that would uplift and get people back out of their seats and remind people to kind of lean into music for that healing that they need. I mean, I don't think there has been a good or bad time in my life where there hasn't been a soundtrack to it. Do you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And I guess making the song was such a healing experience for me. But I just wanted a sound that was just gonna make people feel excited about looking forward. And yeah, and that was just musical and timeless and, you know, and just motivating and really just, you know, encourage people to just be unapologetically themselves.
Absolutely.
Because there's such a beautiful release and a beautiful freedom in that, you know? And I feel like if you, you know, you're completely yourself and your authentic self, it's a very powerful place to be in. And yeah, a lot of beautiful things can stem from that.
And you speak about a lot of beautiful things that I've witnessed in following and continuing to follow your journey as well. Your journey as a mom that you share with all of us on social media. Little Lala is 4 years old right now.
We were talking 5 in December.
Oh my word. And I've seen such cute videos of you kind of doing her hair and you guys are singing together. And I'm like, oh my word. How much has she contributed to your personal growth, to who you are right now, to just leaning back into that authentic self again?
Just on another level. I feel like you only really find out what you're really made of when you experience parenthood in some way. I feel like you just tap into levels of yourself you didn't know were there, your own strength, your ability to love unconditionally, and the other thing that was such an epiphany was just that, you know, you don't just raise them, they raise you.
Right.
You are learning and expanding at such a rapid rate throughout the process, and it is just, and that's why I you know, as crazy as it is, I encourage people to experience it, because I don't think there's anything else that could, you know, help your soul expand at that kind of rate, like on a daily basis.
Very true.
So the most incredible experience. I'm loving every minute, even the sleepless nights and you know what I'm talking about.
3 o'clock in the morning, can I get into bed with you?
Oh yeah. So beautiful. Absolutely worth every minute. And there's another layer to everything I do now, and she is that layer. She's that force behind everything, and it just filters into everything you do.
Do we get elements of that in disco?
I'm next level now.
Yeah.
Like, boom.
Do we get elements of that in disco therapy, where there's a little bit of a home groove, something that you've kind of done at home or experienced with her? I'm curious to know about that writing process.
She started to sing. She knows the lyrics so well.
Brilliant.
And in the back of the car, she's like busting it out and doing her little version of it.
You know what I want to know? One thing that I've always found amazing about you is that you've been a constant ever since you've started. You've always been relevant whenever new music comes out. People are always excited. What's the secret behind that? Yeah?
You know what it is? I'm a fan. Before anything else, before Tomorrow Day, the singer, the performer, whatever, I'm an obsessed fan. I will never stop listening to music and obsessing about music. You will always find me in the club, in the front row at a gig. I'm just, before anything else, I'm a fan. And that just keeps me really connected to the music in such an organic way. And I'm just really inspired by these sort of, you know, the new generation and all the new ways in which they communicate with each other, that sort of new language. And that really is something I've always gotten very excited about. And so I'm always kind of tapped into it. And I guess, you know, just also when you're surrounded by, I mean, think about it, you go and perform in places and everyone kind of stays the same age because the sort of older generation are moving on and having kids, and then there's always this new young energy coming in.
As well, it comes
so I'm always in these places where there's this young energy.
I love that.
And I do think it keeps me young.
I love that. I love that. And
Forever young.
listen, we are so excited to hear the new music. It is out now. The song
Yes,
is out,
it's
Disco Therapy. So
released.
check it out on all of your favorite streaming platforms or wherever you choose to listen to your music. And of course, we have the privilege of hearing Tamara performing Disco Therapy right here on your Feel Good Breakfast show as we get you lined up for the weekend. And Disco Therapy will be with her while she performs Disco Therapy.
Course.
Wow! It's going to be amazing. Great to have you.
Well, I'll tell you what else is going to be amazing. We're going on a bathtub extravaganza. Now, this one is inspired by the French countryside and Art Nouveau. The Jardine Bath and Body range aims to add, an air of luxury and romance to the bathing experience. Now, here to tell us more about this range by Woolworths is our very own beauty and fashion editor, Noxma.
Hello.
So good to see you.
It's so good to see you. It's the weekend self-care, so I love that we're here.
That's the thing, right? We always just kind of look forward to that Saturday or Sunday moment where you just kick back and you relax and you give yourself that self-care moment. But Woolies certainly has come out with something to add to that experience.
Exactly. They've taken the elegance of self-care to the top with this incredible range, which is the Jardine Bath and Body range. What I love about this also is that it is made locally, but it's got a really wonderful way of weaving in kind of French and romantic kind of tones, but also with those rustic comforts. So it comes in two basic variants. We've got the Rose Orient, which is the range that we're seeing here, and it comes in a number of products. So that's kind of focusing more on your deep spices, that kind of smell, and very much romantic rose feel. And you can also see that's kind of very inspired by that. And then we've also got the Wild Bergamot, which is not here, but that's also got a more herby, zesty kind of flavor profile. Really, really incredible. And as you can see, the range has so many elements to it.
I do like that the range is so broad as well, that there's something for any type of bath occasion, right? I'm looking at the packaging. For me, it just sort of jumps at you, right? It jumps out at you. It's saying, grab me, grab me.
And we have to do that, exactly. So like you're saying, a very modern and sophisticated look to it. But what I love about this is actually the Reed diffuser. The smells are absolutely incredible. It really does change the air. So if you're setting up your bath time, this is a great way to start off. You put in the Reeds and really it lasts long. It's a very sustainable way. You could also refill it if you want to.
Is that your favorite item?
This is one of my favorite items. This Reed diffuser is absolutely incredible. The smells and the notes there that are absolutely amazing. Of course, no bath is complete without these incredible crystals. And these are wonderful also because it just really, the fumes and also your body will relax a lot more. So if you want that muscle kind of relaxation, this is the way to go, but also adding that romantic tone to it.
But you can't go without it. You certainly can't go without it.
Absolutely, absolutely.
I like that.
So this is another favorite. And then, of course, the hand wash. We're all so used to getting our hands clean, and this is a beautiful and glamorous way to do so. This is, again, Rose Orient Fragranced Hand Wash. Incredible.
Smells so good. I mean, you washed your hands just before we started here, and I'm just like, taking it all in, sweetheart.
And also as a gift set, it's a really wonderful gift that you can give to someone. Can add a bit of elegance to anyone's self-care routine, and this is the way to do it.
I love it. So I'll grab this one.
Yes,
Thank you so much for gifting this. Thank you very much, Noxma. Now, the Jardine Bath and Body range evokes feelings of comfort, reminiscent of long, balmy nights spent in the French countryside. I mean, how's that? But you can shop it. The entire range is available now at Woolworths in-store, online, or on the Woolies app. Well, Nox, every single time you come around, man, it's
a good time.
Oh, yes. I like this.
Revlon color stay matte like crayon. Play it up. Bold matte color goes on as easy as a crayon. Feels barely there. Super soft, 12 rocket poppin' shades. New Revlon color stay matte like crayon. Wanna play?
Switch to Red on SA's leading network and save up to 10,000 Rand when you trade in. Get the new Samsung Z Flip 4 on a 600-minute Red Core More voice plan for 1,439 Rand per month over 24 months. Plus, get a 1,000 Rand Shop Gert voucher and enjoy more benefits and rewards. Further together, Vodacom.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to your feel-good breakfast show. It's a Friday morning. Listen, it's been absolutely frantic. There's disco therapy going on, so much energy. But right now, time for us to really just hone in on the fact that arm strengthening is the cornerstone of any fitness program. And of course, we're leading up to the summer months. You're wanting to be looking strong and fit. And of course, those strong arms are not just about the appearance, but also necessary for any of life's daily activities, such as carrying or lifting or pushing and pulling, those kinds of things. And here to take us through some of those exercises is personal trainer Robin Lee Erasmus. Great to have you with us. Happy Friday.
Happy Friday to you too.
My first time training with you. I'm looking forward to this. I hope you won't be too crazy intense on me.
No,
but,
I never am.
What are we looking at in terms of movements today?
Okay, so we're going to start off with a warm-up. We're just going to get the arms warm. We're going to go straight into push-ups.
Oh.
Some push-ups for warm-up. So we're going to go down.
Ironically, I did a few of those just before the show.
Okay, so your arms are warm already. So we're going to go
yes.
down. We're just going to do some push-ups.
All right.
And you want to do this until you feel your arms are warm, shoulders are warm, triceps are warm, biceps are warm.
The focus is definitely there, you can tell, because of the silence.
Okay, you're going to go for the last one, and up.
There we go. So that's just to get the arms nicely warmed up. Okay.
So now our arms are nice and warm, and we're going to go into a superset. So a superset is, we're going to add 2 exercises. We're going to do some reps of that together. So we're going to do alternating bicep curls. I'm going to give you the dumbbells in a moment. So we're doing alternating bicep curls. 10 reps of this. Holding it over there. We're going to hold that. And then the second set of exercise is going to be just going to curl the one.
Curl the one. And what's the purpose of holding the intensity on that?
So we're still contracting that muscle. That muscle is still working over there while you're curling this one over here. And then you're going to go over and give me 10 on this side as well.
Okay, all right.
There we go. So
okay, good. Okay, cool. So these are luckily the ones that I can manage. So we start off here. Are we going with both first?
Okay, yes.
So
we're doing 10 reps of that. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Then you're going to hold the one and just curl the one.
And is the purpose of kind of doing it at, I mean, even the tempo of the music is kind of dictating that we do it a little bit faster because we're toning as well.
Yes, that is the toning and the strength. And the main purpose of the superset is so that you save time. So you're doing more exercises in a less amount of time, and also for muscle endurance. There we go.
Oh, definitely feeling the burn. Okay, I think that's about 10 of them done.
Yes.
All right.
Okay, so you can hold the one dumbbell. Next, we're going to move to the triceps over here.
Yes.
You're going to take it back, and you're just going to dip back, keeping the elbows facing up. There we go.
Okay.
3, and we're going to do 10 of this as well. 4,
5. And you get some shoulder engagement there as well.
Yes, you do. 8, 2 more. And 10, there we go.
Lovely. Ooh, hello, shoulders.
Yeah.
Hello, triceps.
And then we're going to move on to the shoulders now, shoulder focus one. And you're just going to do a lateral raise. So you're going to raise it to the side. There we go. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
So this will definitely hit those upper shoulders. Yes. Those kind of, what do you call them? The shoulder balls, if you will, here on the side where you want them to kind of be nice and round.
Yes, the socket over here.
Yeah, there we go.
Other side. 10, 9, 8. And this is the perfect weight for lateral raises because it can get intense.
Yes.
So you don't want to go too heavy for...
There we go. And because we're strengthening and toning, you want to take a weight that is manageable for you in order to do, you want to do high reps at quite a good...
Go to the other side. And curl.
There we go. So you keep the rest of the body nice and still.
Yes.
While you focus on the actual muscle that you are working on. All right, well, while Robin, Lee, and I, let's head on over to the kitchen and let's replenish the energy that we've just lost. I've got one for you. How about this one? A little bit of a...
Okay.
Here we go. Squat into a shoulder raise.
That's a good
Feel
one.
the burn, baby. Well, after a lovely workout, let's reward ourselves with a tasty treat.
With the creamy decadence of double cream bliss from Clover, yogurt has never been so irresistible.
Made with love by Clover.
So yes, after a beautiful workout, as I said, let's refuel our bodies with something delicious. And this one really is a wonderful recipe, quite different and quite cheeky, which means only one person can make it. Tando, welcome to the show. Welcome back this morning. So good to have you here, because I'm seeing a lot of my favorite things, but being combined in a way that I've never seen before. This is awesome.
It's just goodness. It's goodness. I love puff pastry. It's a bunch of people's favorites. I feel like it's fresh. It's hearty at the same time. It's got a piece of steak on top.
It's beautiful and it's nutritional. It's got a beautiful nutritional component. And it feels like a treat because there's enough in there to kind of elevate it. And looking at the amount of spices and flavors going in here, I'm guessing it's going to be very flavorful. So what's going on with our beautiful slab of meat there?
So we've got some coriander, some turmeric, cumin,
And on the turmeric or turmeric, however you say it, it's become almost mentioned daily when we talk about anti-inflammatory properties. That seems to be one of the superfoods
I feel like,
that's emerging at the moment.
It's the best. Turmeric on everything, and it's so great because it has multiple functions, not just for food. You can have it as like skin treatment. You can do a nice face mask. Then we're just going to rub this all together. I'm just going to use my hands.
No, get stuck in there, girl. So I could have got you the gloves.
There we go.
Your nails look exquisite this morning, so...
Yeah, it's okay. Listen, if my nails get curry, I actually might just cry.
You know? But it's worth it. For the team, man. You've got to do it for the team. I love that. So with the steak, I'm all about creating that crust. I think that was something that Clem taught me early on about, you know, the resting, obviously letting it get to room temperature. Then salt it. If you're not going to put spices, at least salt that meat and let it stand so it can form that layer.
Yes.
That, for me, is vital. So, yeah, you've got this beautiful crust, and now... you let that form, and that's what caramelizes and crisps. So you've got that beautiful kind of texture on the outside and the softness on the center.
There we go.
I think that really is how you elevate your steak to kind of restaurant quality.
A dry rub for me is always my favorite.
That's where you can have fun with little flavor nuances.
I'm going to give it 2 minutes. It's not there yet.
Yeah, get it there.
Get that heat up.
And is that the watchword with a steak? You really want it hot, eh?
Yes. You don't want it to
We ain't slow cooking that, baby.
We're not slow cooking. You want it to go on and...
I love that. Okay, can I help you out here, man?
Yes,
I'm ready for you.
So we're going to cut the puff pastry into 8 pieces.
Okay.
8 squares.
Okay, so I can do 4 and then across.
Yes.
2, 3, 4.
Then we've got a bunch of different toppings. I've got some cucumber, tomatoes and peppers, pomegranate, caramelized onions, and some steak pieces. So once the steak comes out, simply just slices into beautiful pieces, and that's going to be part of our toppings.
Okay, so I'm starting to work angles here.
Yeah. You are very meticulous about this.
Hey, man, and this is like the first time in my life, actually. I'm like the least detail-oriented person on the planet, but when it comes to baking, I know you've got to kind of stick to the framework, the plan.
Yes.
Because things can go wrong.
And then we're going to score it.
Okay. So, I'll give it an 8. 8 out of 10.
There we go. No, not that score.
Okay.
And then, you're just going to create little squares, like indentations in it, so you don't cut it all the way through.
Okay.
But just
whiz,
to
man.
give it like
I thought I had the easy part of the job, but...
No, sir.
Yeah.
You're at work.
Yeah, man, I love this. So this is the thing, people always ask us, like, because I have become a pretty good chef thanks to, I think, osmosis, just being next to you amazing chefs, and it just absorbs, and then, like, 1 out of the 5 gems you give us, I'll actually take on, and I'm sorry, I steal your intellectual property completely.
I love it for you, though, because you have to...
That feels like it's okay, hey?
Yeah, you can, listen, there's room for improvement always, and you've started off amazing, so...
We're just growing.
I love where you're going with it.
It is very exciting, and I think what I love the most and why I love baking with my boy is you get the payoff. So you put in the effort, you concentrate, you do the hard yards, and there we go. That's it.
There we go. So you're going to paste that on the baking sheet.
Okay.
And then brush it with a bit of egg wash.
Beautiful. I'm just going to get these guys going in the meantime. Beautiful. Then how long and what temperature?
180 for about 10 to 15 minutes. You just want them
nice and quick.
until they're golden, pretty much puffed up and golden, and then they're good to go. And then once they're done, we'll have this right here.
Because am I right? The puff pastry's got layers within this, and
yes,
that's what allows
and
it
then
to
it's the butter layers of the flour, the lamination that allows it to puff up.
Beautiful. Okay, so that part of the process done. I love that. How do we tie it all together here?
Yes. So we've got our Bliss yogurt.
And I like the fact we're using the double cream. Don't skim it. You deserve it.
There we go. Then we're just going to layer that on.
Oh, beautiful. Well, Tando does that, of course, with the use of Clover Bliss double cream plain yogurt in this beautiful recipe. You are guaranteed the delicious flavors, obviously, thanks to the creamy indulgence that carries the flavors of the spices. And this is great because it kind of marries everything together, carry those flavors through. And what I'm really liking about this is it's got a little bit of everything.
Yes.
You've got the flavors that are developed from the cooking of the steak and the caramelized onions. You've got the fresh pop, the texture of, and obviously the nutrients, these beautiful greens and the peppers and the tomato, and then you've got that cheeky little additive of our pomegranate.
Sweetness as well.
And sweetness does go well with a steak. I mean, there's a reason why like a dark chocolate sauce rocks with a steak. There is that line, that fine line that you can work, and then
some caramelized onions.
We top it off with our flavor bomb that is our meat and our caramelized onions. Absolutely beautiful. Not that difficult. Yes, I made the pastry element maybe look a little bit more challenging than it was, but it's actually not that difficult to make if you missed any of the steps. Take a look at this. Wow. That's exciting, eh?
Made with love by Clover. Only you can make my day.
Tropica is back with the best of the best in the All-Star Season 10 of Tropica Island of Treasure. All the stars will be competing to win big, and so can you. Simply buy a Tropica promo pack, follow the details, and enter for a chance to win your share of thousands of smooth prizes.
The more you buy, the more chances you stand to win.
Catch the All-Star Season of Tropica Island of Treasure on Saturdays at 6:30 on SABC3.
Tropica, nothing smoother.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Expresso, we're live. It's a Friday here on S3. All of the Feel Good coming your way. The First Lady of House, Tamara Day, she's here with the first one, Twister.
Turn me over, put me down. Turn me around, have me upside down. Bending over, touch the ground. Spin me around till we hit the ground. Stand me up, lay me down. We're playing Twister on the floor in the lounge. I'm coming over, you're going down. Oh yeah, we try not to make a sound. I like playing Twister with you, boy. These games of love give me so much joy. And Mr. You're a man, you're not a boy. Oh, we play these twisted games. And I don't even know your name. 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 Oh, yeah. Woo. Hello, everybody out there. That's right, I'm bringing you some flavor very early in the morning. Let's go. Coming over, coming round. You shake me up and I'll shake you down. You may be older, here's what I found.
to meet you tomorrow.
Yeah, that was a vibe.
What a vibe. Okay, listen, only the hits from the Queen of Mzansi House. Tomorrow day, she's here. More gems coming your way. In fact, some brand new music as well. But right now, let's catch a breath and a bit of a breather and find out what's happening in the world with Kat and the news. I love that so much. Hey?
Thanks, Uncle Tabzi. Just gone 1 minute past 7 o'clock. Let's catch up with the news vibes at this present hour. On the national news front, Deputy President David Mabuza says the government is determined to crack down on illegal mining operations in South Africa. Mabuza says the mining industry is the backbone of the country's economy and should be protected. He says more than 4,000 illegal miners have been arrested since a special task force was set up and some 100 unused shafts have been closed. He says mining companies should be forced to rehabilitate mines after suspending their operations. In other news, President Cyril Ramaphosa will attend the funeral of the late Queen Elizabeth on Monday. He will arrive in London on Sunday and attend a reception hosted by King Charles, who ascended the throne after his mother's death. Now, Ramaphosa is presently in Washington on a working visit. He will meet with both Vice President Kamala Harris and later today with President Joe Biden at the White House. Now, the two leaders are expected to discuss bilateral, regional and global issues of mutual interest, including trade and investment, climate change, food shortages and peace and security. On the international news front, the Queen's funeral on Monday will be one of the largest policing events in Britain's history as world leaders, kings and queens and huge crowds from home and abroad descend upon London. It undoubtedly presents all elements of a security nightmare. Meanwhile, British diplomats have been advising foreign attendees to wear dark formal clothing, although national dress may also be worn. Invitations were sent out to heads of state of every country in the world except Syria, Venezuela, Afghanistan, Russia, Belarus and Myanmar. Now, some 1,000 handwritten invitations were dispatched. Meanwhile, João Lourenço has officially begun his second term in power, vowing to be the president for all Angolans after his MPLA party's disputed win in last month's election. Now, there was a strong military presence at the inauguration ceremony in Luanda yesterday, and many people opted to stay home. In his speech, Lourenço echoed previous promises of economic reforms and job creation, but made no mention of his long-touted anti-graft campaign. Several African heads of state attended the swearing in, as did the president of former colonial power, Portugal. And finally, tomorrow's World Cleanup Day and International Coastal Cleanup Day coincides with a week-long river cleanup campaign being spearheaded right at this moment by businesses close to the Umgeni River in KwaZulu-Natal. Now, the illegal dumping along the banks of the Umgeni, as well as alien invasive plants, have become a huge problem. The businesses are tackling this problem together with the non-profit organization Adopt a River, and their main aim is to eradicate illegal dumping. A member of Adopt a River, Elise Mpukwana, says teams will cooperate to clean up dumped waste, to also restore the land and put in place measures to prevent further dumping. She said, quote, "We just kicked off a very important campaign, as this week we're also celebrating International Coastal Cleanup Day." She also said they're working together with the companies along the Umgeni because they saw a need and saw people dumping daily where trucks come in and dump behind where the companies are situated. Earlier on this week, we also reported that similar action is already being taken in Milnerton, Cape Town. And so the hope is that these noble efforts prove to be contagious and spread across Mzansi. Well, on that note, let's take a quick look at what's happening in the world of sports, and Graham has the latest.
Thank you so much, Kat. Let's start with rugby, and great news in terms of our succession. Two former World Rugby 7 Series winners will provide the core of the newly appointed Springbok Sevens management team, with Sandile Nkobo and Philip Snyman taking the team into the 2022-23 season and, of course, beyond, following the Neil Powell coaching era. So Nkobo, who currently heads up the SA Rugby Sevens Academy, will continue the same coaching pathway as Powell did when he takes over the Blitzboks reins as head coach this week. Then Sneeman, who guided Germany to their first Rugby World Cup Sevens qualification, an impressive feat, he'll become his assistant coach. Congratulations to both gentlemen. And on to the 15-man game. Drama aplenty yesterday as Geordie Barrett grabbed a try after the siren as the All Blacks just edged out Australia 39-37 in a Melbourne Classic on Thursday to win the Bledisloe Cup for a 20th year in succession and, of course, move one step closer to back-to-back Rugby Championship crowns. So in a manic finish, French referee Mathieu Renal, he took the ball off Wallabies fly-off Bernard Foley for time wasting as he was poised to kick a penalty out of defence with the home side holding a 3-point lead with less than a minute to go. Then gifted possession, the All Blacks did what they always do. They spread the ball wide to Barrett, who ultimately touched it down in the corner for the famous victory. An incredible win there, but it throws the title contention for the championship wide open now. And then on to footballing news. He's finally back on the score sheet. Cristiano Ronaldo scored for the first time this season. Incredible saying that. Well, Jadon Sancho also found the back of the net as Manchester United got their Europa League campaign back on track with a 2-0 win over Sheriff Tiraspol. So Ronaldo had gone 7 games without a goal this term before the United striker converted a first-half penalty for his 699th club goal. Incredible. United would have been in Premier League action this weekend, but theirs is one of the 3 matches postponed after the Queen's passing. But Man City, Spurs and Arsenal will, however, play this weekend as they take on Wolves, Leicester and Brentford, respectively. Now, on to tennis. I think we knew this would come at some point, but it doesn't take the sting out of the news. Roger Federer, one of the greatest players of all time and certainly one of the greatest sportsmen of all time, will retire from top-level tennis after the Laver Cup in London this month. The 20-time Grand Slam champion has not played since Wimbledon 2021, after which he had a 3rd knee operation. And only Rafa Nadal and Novak Djokovic have had more Grand Slam singles titles than the Swiss maestro, with his first coming way back in 2003, of course, at Wimbledon. He'd go on to win at SW19 7 more times to go along with 6 Australian Open titles, 5 at the US Open, and I think the cherry on the top, that 1 at Roland Garros. Incredible career. The 41-year-old spent 310 weeks as world number 1 and won an amazing 1,251 matches in his professional career. GOAT indeed. And that's where we leave our sport for now. Let's see how the roads are looking.
A quick traffic update for you on this Friday morning. Starting off in Sandton, Johannesburg, there is a stationary vehicle that's on the N1 southbound before the Buccleuch interchange. And the centre lane has been affected, so please do drive carefully over there. Staying in Johannesburg, Germiston, there is another stationary vehicle that's on the N3 northbound before Grey Avenue, and the right lane is blocked, so you are going to have to expect some delays over there and allow enough travel time. Pietermaritzburg, out in KZN, there are ongoing roadworks on the N2 northbound after the Umhlanga interchange, and the left lane is closed and southbound after the Sibaya interchange. The right lane is closed over there. Please do approach with caution, and that's where we leave it for now. The next update in just over an hour. Now, our next environmental-related story is one with a difference. A team of researchers led by the Yale Program on Climate Change Communication has examined the dynamics of climate change conversations in romantic relationships in order to assess how the beliefs of one partner can indeed influence the other. And the results published in the Journal of Environmental Psychology suggest that there's a significant opportunity for partners to change each other's beliefs and behaviors through more climate-related conversations. It found that conversation between partners is a powerful way to help each other engage with the climate crisis in a way that is more personal than the media or the internet. And the scientific-based finding is that communication between partners is a powerful way to influence each other's assumptions and behaviors on climate change. So, if you are passionate about climate change, then passionately discuss it with your partner. Okay? So some tips there. Now, from environmental news, we head on over to your sunrise views this morning. First up, we have Brad Bennett out in Umkomas, who snapped this beachy shot of sun rising over the ocean while watching the waves crash on the shore. Look at that. It's beautiful. Lucian sent in this magical shot of bursts of color. You can see that that's lighting up the morning sky, reflecting over the ocean out in South Pier, Durban. We also got this one from Benjamin Dickon out in Jeffreys Bay, who captured this vibrant view of the sunrise glowing up the sky with stunning pink and orange hues out in the distance. Oh, it's beautiful. And then finally, we have this magical video. Look at that, sent in by Nancy Govender, showing us her usual morning views out in Pennington, KZN. Just look at those colors. What a perfect way to start this Friday morning. Thank you so much, Nancy. A morning full of ocean views. Thank you so much. Love it. Now, do send yours in on our WhatsApp line 063-408-8863. And now let's take a look at your temperatures. If you're out in Polokwane, that's where we start off. 11 is your low. You will reach highs of 30 with some sun expected out in Mbombela. 16 is your minimum and your maximum is 32 degrees. The capital city, Pretoria, 15. That's where you will start off peaking at 28 with Johannesburg, sun and clouds expected out there, 14 and 27. Mahikeng, 13 is your minimum. Your maximum is 31. Sun and clouds for Klerksdorp at 14, reaching a maximum of 32. Kimberley, sun and clouds, 15, reaching highs of 32, with Bloemfontein coming in at 10 and 30. Richards Bay, it's sunny out there today, 20 and 32. Pietermaritzburg, 17 and 34. Durban, 20 and a peak of 30 degrees, with Mthatha in at 14 minimum and a maximum of 34. East London, 16 and 27, with Craddock coming in at a low of 14 and peaking at highs of 33. Gqeberha, 14 and 23. George, 12 and 19. The mother city, you will start off at 13 today and your highs 19 degrees. Worcester, 7, reaching a max of 28, and Sutherland starts off at 4, hitting that maximum of 25. Uppington, last not least, 17, that's your low. You will reach that high of 36 degrees today. Well, listen, no matter what it's looking like in your part of the country, you know how we do on a Friday. We make it a feel-good Friday.
Well, I tell you what, we are going to make it very feel-good. Dalen Oliver, the brother, is here in the house, and of course, to talk to us about his latest show, Stay-at-Home Comedian.
Yes, stay-at-home comedian, very important. Adult tennis, that's all I'm saying. Some neighbours play it, some don't. I'm just saying.
Okay, well, if you want to find out what exactly that is, stay tuned to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. We'll be right back after this break. Great to have you, bro.
Oh, yeah.
Defeat your mucus monster, Mucofizz. Loosen mucus and phlegm for clearer airways. Brought to you by Pharmadynamics.
Welcome back to this Friday morning on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. It's so good to be in your company and so great to be in the company of none other than Dalen Oliver. Man, a man whose comedy career has just, I think, in my lifetime when I've been in the city of Cape Town, I've seen you blossom to great heights and doing great things. And now he's got a show titled Stay-at-Home Comedian, and it's a pot of gold. And he's finally ready to hit the streets of Jersey Town, the city of gold, having successfully toured in cities before, and he's now winning a standing ovation or an ovation award for this standalone production at the National Arts Festival. Makes it something that you do not want to miss out. Apparently he's known as Cape Town's version of Vin Diesel. I didn't know this.
I'm trying to live this down as I get older and more unfit. You know, as my metabolism gets slower. It's very difficult to live up to this malnourished Vin Diesel expectation.
But no, malnourished. I've seen you taking a couple of walks on the promenade in the morning there, and there's a glisten there that is Vin Diesel-esque.
Yes. I'm the Vin Diesel you order on Wish. You know, I'm the disappointment. This is the package gone wrong over here. I loved your intro. Can you just intro me at every show? I really appreciate it.
I would absolutely love to do that.
Thank you. That would be great.
Speaking of shows, I saw you at the recent show that Siv put together.
Yes,
with a group of comedians.
that was fun.
A lot of fun and great to be out again. And I can just imagine that, obviously, post-lockdown, being out on stages again must be a thrilling experience.
It's the best feeling.
In all kinds of ways. Is it the best?
It's the best feeling, connecting with people again. I remember my first time back on stage last year, September, when we were going, listen, we can be out again.
Yes.
And I said, guys, this is therapy. I just... come touch me and hug me and feel me. I don't care if I'm not funny. I just
all be in the same room.
Please.
Masks are off, we're good.
Exactly, because what I was doing, this was so funny. I would go to the shops during hard lockdown and just do gags to the cashiers. You're like, listen, I haven't had an audience. Can I tell you dad jokes? And if they didn't laugh, I'd go back into the store and say, I'm back. I'm back for the second round. This is the headline set. No? And I'd keep going until they laughed. So
tell me about how it's if it has at all, influence your material, delivering it now to a post-pandemic audience? Because a lot has happened in people's lives, never mind the trauma of the pandemic, and we almost feel like it's a new place to be in. It's a new city to interact with.
Definitely. Like, personally, I feel like I grew so much during lockdown as a comedian. Obviously, you learn your skills as an online performer, but it was a big thing. But you have a camera here, and then there's no one. And now there's no space to test your jokes. So now you have to laugh at your own gags on a Zoom call while someone's child is shouting, Mommy, Mommy, like, mute your call, ma'am. That's all I need. And then while this is happening, you're like, hey, what's up?
Wow.
Do we have jokes for you?
That must have been such a testing time.
It was a testing time, but what happened was I personally feel like I've grown so much as a comedian. I've rediscovered myself identity-wise. I'm in a really good space. Like, you rediscover your voice in so many stages. So what's happened is I've gone, yeah, man, we missed this thing that we love so much, and we can do it again. Every possible piece of stage time
and
is
actually
so precious.
Enjoy it.
And enjoy it. Why do we do this? Why do you do this? Because you love it.
Absolutely.
You are creative. It's good for the heart. You know what I mean?
So tell me about Stay-at-Home Comedian. Presumably you conceptualized the show during...
So this is the funny part about the name, because I started the show at the Artscape last year, November, but those dates were given to me because I was supposed to be there during the pandemic. They're like, let's move the show to November, we can start. I'm like, fantastic.
Okay, cool.
They're like, we need a title. I'm like, well, I'm not working, I'm a stay-at-home comedian. And now things are back to normal. Then I wanted to change the title to go, let's see if we can rework it so that it's not pandemic specific.
Right.
Then the show won an award at the Arts Fest. Now I'm going, I can't change it.
You can't change it now. It's the award-winning
stay-at-home comedian. But look, it's about my experiences staying in a complex. That's what it is. It's a therapy session. We all have neighbors that keep us up. My neighbors play adult tennis. Now, if you don't know what adult tennis is...
Talk to me about that.
Adult tennis is between 12 and 3 a.m. with my neighbors. There's the French Open. Every Open that can happen is happening next door. And my kitchen is next to their bedroom. Do you know how uncomfortable it is for me to make food? I can't make sausage. I can't boil eggs. Guys, I'm a comedian. I think in gags. So this is my neighbors on my left. They keep me awake, but they complain about my music.
Okay.
That's a double standard. Like,
what are you playing?
B.I.G.
Okay, that's respect.
It was all a dream. Come on. And I'm an uncle, so I can't dance. I snap.
Yeah, okay, so you hear.
Then they complain about it, but the problem is they sing along to the Pina Colada song. I'm like, guys, I can hear you on the balcony singing if you like Pina Colada, right? Then they message, this is what gets me. They message the group, Can Apartment 101, please put the music softer. I reply, on the group, this is violence, cat. This is violence. WhatsApp groups are dangerous in complexes. Then I reply, I'm Apartment 101, your next door neighbor.
Yes.
Come knock on my door. Then they reply with more violence. We would knock, but we know you wouldn't hear it because your music's too loud. Now, I'm going, where's the WhatsApp group admin? Because this is fire, right?
Okay.
Then a lady who's not even talking to anyone replies, oh, wow. Do you know what that means? That means we want someone to die tonight in the WhatsApp group. So it's all the chaos that I've experienced living in this complex. Bruh, that's what it's happening. Bah! All the time.
Oh, my
5-set thrillers, all the time.
Oh, my gosh. Okay, so this is making its way to Johannesburg. Where can people get tickets and where exactly is it going to be?
Very excited. I'm at Theatre on the Square, 27 September to 1 October. Book at CompuTicket. It's a 6-show, 5-night run. Very excited. It's my first theatre run in Joburg over a few nights. I've done 1-night pop-ups, 2-night pop-ups, but this is me going, listen, Josie, pull in, man. Come have a laugh. I'm going to come tell some jokes in your city. I was in Vilakazi Street on Tuesday. Iconic. It was the best. I went to go visit our hero, Mandela's house, where he grew up, all the history behind it. The problem is, I look very Caucasian, cat. Very Caucasian. I was wearing a moon bag. I looked even more Caucasian. I had sunglasses on. As I'm walking...
Caucasian.
I look like I'm an oat milk drinker. Let's just get real, right? Now, the problem is, as I'm walking Vilakazi Street, the guys are trying to sell me stuff, and they're looking at me, brah, what do you have? Pounds, dollars. I'm like, I am living in potholes, electricity, Eskom. I am the same people. I know all these things. I'm a brown boy.
Bro. Listen, you don't want to miss out on the show. It's called Stay at Home Comedian. Check it out in Joburg. CompuTicket.co.com, rather, is where you can find all of those tickets. And as Dalen said, between the 27th of September until the 1st of October, don't miss it. Great to see you.
Cheers, my guy.
Wow. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. That's all I'm going to say. We love that guy, and we love connecting with you around something as important as this. Money, money, money. It's the one thing I think we all wished we had a little more of, or a lot more of. And given the rising cost of living earlier this week, we asked you guys how you've tried to make your money go further when buying groceries. That ultimate grudge purchase that you got to do every day. We want to share some of the best advice that came in. We got the gents here to share that. You look very terrified. I'm sorry. I used the G word. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to say groceries or fuel. I know it's terrifying.
No, one of the strategies I've actually implemented, I like to deny the fact that there's money in my bank account. When the salary comes in, I'm like,
nah, it's not there.
I'll say the same.
It doesn't exist for like at least 5 days.
Yeah.
Comes 5 days.
And goes out. No, it's just all about managing your expectations. That's how you get by. But we've had some great comments come through. Let's connect with @Sasso Motwane, who wrote in and said, I buy only necessities and have cut down on buying unnecessary takeaway.
Sasso, that's a very, very good one. Because when you actually break it down to what you need, the necessities, you'll find that you can get by with very little.
Eggs. We established this, just eggs, man.
It can be really hard. It can be a difficult thing to do.
For you?
But it's... For anyone.
Really? No, tell me. Talk to me.
Yes, like, for me.
I'm here for you, Tommy.
Thank you.
I'm here for you.
What is that one grocery that you don't buy when you...
I don't buy groceries. That's the problem.
Problem number one.
Nailed it. We love this one coming in from Joan Cameron. She shared a pretty useful and rather interesting tip and said this. I find that shopping later in the day is when you'll find reductions on fresh fruit and vegetables. And I also buy whatever is on a special.
Do you know that, like, yes, if you just spend enough time looking around at where the little boards are, and then you'll see, oh, you could buy 5 baskets of fruit, like bananas, oranges, apples, pears, and grapes for 100 rand.
Go home and feed the 90 animals that you have living with you. I mean, what are you gonna do with 7 baskets of fruit?
I'm just saying, it can go a long way. Then you cut that stuff up, you freeze it, and then
you make like multiple dishes, right? You can make like from dessert.
Look, the danger there is shopping at the end of the day after you've got a long day and you're hungry.
Oh, yeah, you're just like,
I'll take it. Yeah. Let's see if we can get another word of wisdom from Shireen Cunningham. And she's all about practical. And she says this, I found that having a grocery list does really help for me because in that way I only buy what I need. Have a plan, yeah?
What if you get tempted? But it's true. No, you must have a plan. No, you must have a plan. if you're buying groceries.
And I like to use that notes on my Samsung and have the little boxes so I can tick.
And then do
each
you
one.
tick them?
I get very satisfied.
Because I used to do
when
the whole
tick a
paper
box.
thing, and then I'd find that I've got the basket.
But where do you
now
put
the
it?
paper, and then you put in. Now you must.
Can I ask? Can you please put a phone holder on your shopping trolley? Because now I'm also like that. Where do you put? Or they have that drink holder that's just too small, and then you've got to balance the phone like that, and no.
And then your child is like, hot coffee, yo!
And then you forget to buy the one thing that you went to go and buy.
Or you forget your child.
Wet wipes.
Not again, Brew, not again. Lastly, we heard from Tobacco Mfundo, who shared her great advice, and she said this: I try to buy in bulk and budget for what I need. I also check the grocery leaflets to compare prices. I use savings, rewards, and points cards in most shops where they are allowed. Because there are these things to lean on, so use them. Get your double points if you can.
Yeah.
Coupons.
Yeah. Any store you walk into will have a broadsheet. Literally. Any grocery store will literally have what's on special for that day or that week, and those, if you tap into them, they work.
You know you're
They
a
work.
user when you call it a broadsheet. Like, what is that?
That's part of his
Is that
daily strategy. It's
It's the only way I can get the stuff that I really do
So
need.
you do buy groceries?
I think he sends someone to buy his groceries. I get that feeling. Well, it's not always easy to save. We know this. I know we are making a joke around this, but we get it. This is real life, and it can get really difficult. But you can be smart with how you spend and how you make your money go further. So just be clever about it. One way to guarantee some more cash back in your pocket is to use your Nedbank American Express card to pay for your groceries in stores like Woolies and all the other major retailers. And simple changes like this can add up and reward you in a major way in the long term. And I know Amex give double points, and that's my petrol, baby.
Points.
That's
Rewards.
my petrol.
Boroto, botoro, peanut butter. You're done.
Mashi, milk.
Mashi.
Okay.
What?
Eggs?
Basics.
James is on a long overdue holiday. All because he chose to invest in an electronic Optimum Plus account. Yes. Seriously. Be like James. Open a Nedbank Electronic Optimum Plus account and get an effective interest rate of up to 12.4%.
We are business owners working with business owners. Cashflow Capital, business funding that works for you.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Thanks for staying with your Feel Good Breakfast show. It is Expresso. Now experience Red and unlock more with Vodacom Red, and you get to enjoy access to exclusive lifestyle signature experiences. Lots of them.
Yeah, Vodacom Red has brought you Indoor by Jay Something, a truly special experience. It's a 10-track mixtape of his favorite music that he put together during lockdown. So upgrade or switch to Red and win a Red seat for you and your partner to attend this exclusive live event. And it's one of those not to be missed
You don't want to
kind of
miss
things.
it. You can't. You simply can't miss it. Now, what better way to start the weekend than by filling up your pockets? I mean, come on, I can't think of a better way. We invited you, our viewers, to join in on the pop quiz fun by entering the weekly competition online. And we have our very first lucky participant on the line.
Drum roll, please. Congratulations and hello, Tebogo Mudiba. Yes, girl, yes. How are you feeling today?
I'm feeling good. And how are you feeling?
So good.
We're feeling so good, Tebogo. Okay, so are you ready to win with Vodacom?
Yes, I'm ready.
Okay, fantastic
I'm
stuff.
nervous,
Don't be nervous. Don't be nervous. We got your back. Now, in case you missed last week's presenter quiz, let's have a quick little recap of the game and how it works exactly, right? So, we're going to ask you 5 questions, right? And for every question that you get right, you receive 500 Rand. And, of course, if you are an existing Vodacom customer or have switched to Red, you then stand a chance to double your winnings. Are you ready, Debo?
Wow. Yes, I'm ready.
Love it.
Okay, let's get this game on the road. Teboho, who is the lead artist for Indoor Experience?
A lead artist.
Yeah, I said his name. Yes, what is his name? I said it at the beginning. I'll give you a clue. Am I allowed to give a clue?
I think let's give Teboho a clue.
He is the lead singer of Mikasa.
Say something.
Yes!
Yeah, Teboho.
Hey, Teboho, I'm sorry, please don't do that to me. I want you to win.
Okay, Teboho, let's try this one. True or false? You can get your hands on the new Samsung Z Flip 4 on a Vodacom 3GB Red Core More data plan for only 1,439 Rand over 24 months when you switch to Red. True or false?
False.
It was true. Oh, you know what, Teboho, you just have to think of how amazing this deal is.
I know.
And then if it sounds amazing, it's true. Because it's Vodacom Red. All right, here's your next question. Teboho. Listen very carefully. Which 3 cities will Indoor by J Something be featuring in? So which 3 cities?
Johannesburg.
Uh-huh.
Eastern Cape.
Okay, so let's try again. Johannesburg?
Johannesburg.
Yes?
Think 3 big cities. Cities, so not the provinces. So think 3 big major cities.
So you got Johannesburg right. You just need 2 more.
Cape Town.
Yes.
Yeah.
1 more.
And then
The warmest place to be?
there.
It's called the warmest place to be?
Limpopo.
Okay, let's... I mean, it's really hot in Limpopo, but it's close enough.
So the last one you were looking for, Teboho, was Durban. So unfortunately, you didn't get that question right. But we still have a few more questions for you, don't worry.
Okay, name one of the benefits of being a Red Core customer.
A red VIP planes. A red VIP planes. A red rewards. A red core. A red flexi. The contract rewards. The video tickets. The theft cover. The screen cover.
That's it.
There we go. You are the one. You are the one. We're going to add another 500 Rand to your winnings there. Okay, we have 1 more question for you. How many months insurance cover do you get on your device when you switch to Red?
24 months. 24.
Yes! 24!
Come on!
That's amazing.
Oh, Teboho, you walk away with 1,500 Rand.
Congratulations.
Well
done.
Oh, how are we spending the money? What are you going to be buying?
I'm gonna save it to buy my kids the Christmas clothes on December.
Oh, yes.
Oh, sweet.
All right.
Sweet.
I've got to ask you a very important question, Teboho. Are you a Vodacom customer or have you recently switched to Red?
I'm a Vodacom customer.
We are going to double your winnings. So from 1,500 Rand, double that. 3,000 Rand is yours, Teboho.
Yeah. Oh, I can see that. I can see that, Teboho. Congratulations. Oh, you make us so happy. Oh, this is beautiful. Well done. Congratulations, Teboho. Oh, it's going to be a beautiful December. It's going to be a beautiful December out there, ne?
Yeah, it will. It will. Thank you so much.
Enjoy your prize.
Yeah. Remember that you too can join in on the pop quiz fun. You can stand a chance to win up to 2,500 Rand and the opportunity to double those winnings if you're a Vodacom contract customer or you switched to Red in the last 30 days.
To enter, click on the link on the competition post on Expresso's Facebook or Twitter pages and fill out the simple entry form. And we could be calling you to take part in next week's Red Core quiz, where you'll receive 500 Rand for every correct answer.
And if you're already a Vodacom contract customer or you switch to Red, we'll double your prize money. Entries close on Monday at midday. T's and C's can be found on our website, expressoshow.com.
I mean, here's the thing. We can see this. Vodacom just keeps on delivering the goods. So switch to Red and unlock more with Vodacom.
Expresso is connected by Vodacom Red. Switch to a new Vodacom Red plan to unlock more.
Oh, thank you so much, gents. Now we are back in our little musical stretch of our studio to connect with one of the greats, man, and I think one of our greatest friends within the industry, but she is just so ridiculously talented. Tomorrow Day is here. Not many have had as long a lasting time at the top of her game, but she is there and getting better and better. It's always a chart topper, and she's got a new EP coming out that we are really looking forward to. And yes, she walks around with a disco ball now, which is just so awesome. But until then, here is her with another performance of something that's gonna get you moving on this Friday. It's Colors, baby.
All right. Are you with me, everybody? Happy Friday. Woo! Here we go. I've seen some things, I've seen some color. I've seen the lights at disco nights and star-crossed lovers. I've seen live live, I've seen them wasted, and I'm hanging on to every bite I tasted. These are the things that make us stronger. These are the dreams that make us rise each day. We've got the most in pain, it always makes me wonder why we'd ever want to live another way. Woo! I see your color shine in synergy, my friends. The stars are realigned, so we can start again. I see your color shine in synergy, my friends. The stars are realigned, so we can start again. I see your color shine in synergy, my friends. So we can start again. Oh, my friends. Oh, so realigned. Hey, start again. I've done some things, I've seen some places, and I'm living for the look upon their faces. I see them dance, I hear them sing, and every moment is a blessing and a dream. These are the things that make us stronger. These are the dreams that make us rise each day. We go the most in pain and always makes me wonder why we'd ever want to live another way. Oh, I see your color shine in synergy, my friends. The stars are realigned, so we can start again. I see your color shine in synergy, my friends. The stars are realigned, so we can start again. I see your color shine in synergy, my friends. So we can start again. Oh, my friends. Oh, so realigned. Hey, oh. Woo! Thank you so much.
gets a little dance flourish at the end of the performance, okay? If you haven't downloaded that already, what's wrong with you? All of her amazing body of work is there to download. Do it today and spend the rest of the weekend grooving out. And of course, if you need it, you know, it's been a tough year, a bit of disco therapy is coming your way in just a moment. Stick around.
What do you want to play? The people we love are the ones that need us most. They'll always need a place to call home and opportunities to build their future.
Daddy, come.
That's why I took out life insurance from Old Mutual, so he'll always get what he needs, even if I'm not there.
Get 5 million Rand life insurance for only 509 Rand per month. Speak to your advisor and help your family get ahead of life.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Oh, welcome back. Thank you so much for tuning in. I think you know me as the resident dad on the set, so it'll come as no surprise that I'm so enthused and enthusiastic and excited about what we're going to chat about now. So we're going to continue with our weekend plans, and here's another show that you need to look out for, part of this brilliant run we've got this weekend. There are, I think, many types of fathers out there, many types of fatherhood, if we can call it that, in South Africa. There are biological fathers, obviously, social fathers, gay fathers, straight fathers, young fathers, much older fathers, and a richly textured canvas requires sensitivity. We know this in our country that moves beyond, I think, simplistic interpretations. We've got to go a level deeper. Fathers Matter is a Heartlines initiative to promote the positive and active presence of fathers in children's lives. At the center of the project is a series of 6 anthology films set in various constructs around South Africa that tell this story. And today we're going to sit down with the CEO and executive producer of the incredible Heartlines. I'm going to call it an initiative because it's doing a movement, if you will, Dr. Garth Jaffet. And let's give him a very feel-good father's welcome this morning. Welcome to the show, buddy. Oh, I love it, man. This is something that hits so many notes for me because the timing feels perfect. So well done on that first massive tick. There is a stigma attached to fathers in South Africa, and it's a very negative one. And I kind of feel like with that, as much as, yes, we need to highlight what has gone wrong and what needs to be fixed, if we only focus on that, we are reinforcing that negative narrative. How are you wanting to shift that lens, if you will, to paint a more positive picture, to inspire fathers to be better?
You know, one of the fascinating things is that we start everything we do by trying to understand the issue.
Yeah.
And this perception that, you know, the dads who are not present are just deadbeat dads, couldn't care, you know, get somebody pregnant, move on, just proved to be so wrong.
Yeah.
Is that the number 1, 2, and 3 reason why men are not present in South Africa is money.
Yeah, socioeconomic.
The pressure on men is to be a dad, is to provide. And if you cannot provide, you can't be present. And that is a perception that is held by women as well.
Yeah.
And out of our research, there's a great quote that said, if he cannot put money into the house, I cannot have another child in this house. So this concept that men don't want to be present is false.
Yeah.
Absolutely, there are the guys out there that don't.
Yeah.
So that's one of the things. The second is 60% of our kids are growing up without their biological father. And if you think about that generationally, if I haven't grown up with a father, how do I father?
Yeah.
So there's skills. And then thirdly, you know, if I said to you, do mothers matter? You say, of course. Do you know, smoking something? Of course they do.
Yeah.
But the evidence is so clear that to have the positive presence of a male role model in a child's life is protective against a whole lot of things. So we really want to encourage people to just revisit this. It is so important.
I mean, we have to check. I mean, sometimes it falls under privilege, but I'm constantly being forced to check myself and just, you know, I use that term, look at it through a different lens, because that's how I try to, in my simplistic way, try to understand it. But there is always something going on that you know nothing about. And I would imagine as you've gone through this journey, you have discovered things that have shaken your foundations, forced you to rethink. I grew up without a father, but I never felt like I was missing that because I was lucky enough to have support structures in place and a mom that was just incredible in that space. But now being a father, it's crazy. Every day I question myself. Every day so I can imagine someone who's fighting from a disadvantaged position in that space, so difficult. What are some of the narratives that you've tapped into here? Give us a personal perspective on the kinds of stories and fathers that we're going to connect with, or notions of fatherhood, if you will.
Yeah, so I mean, one of the things is that this is an issue. I've been involved in social change stuff for 30 years. I've never come across an issue that touches more people across more strata. Wow. You know, it's not black, white, Indian colored, or rich, poor. The issue of father or lack of father affects absolutely everyone in one way or another. So the 6 films touch on sort of themes. The first film, which will be on Saturday night, called Family Portrait, deals with a young dad who is unemployed and absolutely wants to be there for his kid. And his wife wants him to be there for his kid. But he doesn't have money.
How?
And so the perception is, how can I be present if I don't have money? And this is this concept of being present you talked about earlier on, being there at the beginning of your child's life. We know that first 1,000 days, that first 3 years, if you're present now, you're going to be present for the rest of your kid's life. And so that's one of the big themes is about. The second is around the fact that often, you know, women are amazing, amazing single mothers across this country, across the world. But the reality is that having men present, positive, active men, is good for women. Yeah. It's not about saying you're less than.
Of course.
You know, it's not about saying to the single mothers out there, guys, this is...
You're not enough.
Actually, you're not enough. But it's good for women because it gives them support and time. It's good for men. You know, actually, it's great for us. And it's amazing for children. So there's a big theme. I can go through more.
Oh, buddy, I mean, I would love to sit here for an hour, because as you're speaking, I'm thinking, yes, this affects, it's at its core for fathers.
Yeah.
But this, as you said, it taps into so many different levels of life. And I have a feeling that so many families, so many individuals are going to benefit from seeing this and possibly getting a different take on what it means to be a father. We all ask those questions of ourselves, but it is one of the greatest and most privileged roles that I've ever been given. And I hope that we can give more fathers the opportunity to shine in that role, and I think this is going to be a brilliant step towards that. Garth, thank you so much. This is incredible. Don't miss what sounds like the most poignant series, kicking off on the 17th of September, and it's at 8:30 p.m. on SABC2. I have a feeling this one is going to be life-changing.
And
well, definitely looking forward to checking that out, and definitely looking forward to what's going on in the kitchen, a recipe that's about to be a game changer, and perhaps for, you know, one for the dads out there. We're bringing you a classic French fries. We're taking it to a whole new level. We're crisping them up on the outside, and they're soft and fluffy on the inside, coated with the most delicious sweet and chili homemade sauce, and enjoyed with the Be Well chili-naise sauce. And Chef Thando is here to show us exactly how to put all of that together. And Dalen Oliver, who's told me that he is quite the chef himself.
Yeah.
I know.
Being a stay-at-home comedian does that to you.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
you have to cook all your meals for
I'm
the
your
whole
hype
day.
man. I'm here. I'm here.
Just for the hype?
I'm here for the hype and the cooking.
And the
Yeah.
sauce.
Speak to the... Yeah, and the sauce. Of course, bonjour. You got to speak to these. You got to...
Okay, let's speak to the coating first.
All right, good.
I'm going to put you straight to work. We've got some flour, corn flour,
Okay.
sesame seeds, and ginger, and garlic. And then you're going to mix all of that for me.
Okay.
Dry ingredients.
In the
So I've got to... Where do I pop them in? In the big
All-
bowl?
yeah, all in the bowl.
And I chuck it at the same time?
I mean, you
So
can
this
do...
is very important. You got to start every day with flour. And what happens? The flowers blossom and become proteas, and they play cricket for South Africa.
Look at that.
Okay.
Yeah, and now we're planting the seed in the flour.
Wow. Love it.
That's very important.
Okay.
And we're all about different nationalities.
Right.
Yes.
So where's the chili? Is the chili here?
The chili is in the
Chili
Chilenaise.
there we go.
It's in
That's
the
very important. So
Buell.
we're global, and that's important. But we're also making sure that there's no vampire diaries. So
Okay.
garlic is important.
Okay,
That's
okay,
important. So we've covered all bases to make
Yes.
sure that this is ready for
A bit of
living.
ginger?
A bit of ginger is important.
Yes.
Harry would agree, right?
Okay.
Megan said we can't throw ginger in here, so
Wow.
shout out to Harry and the other royals.
All right.
And now we're good to go.
And then mix that all up
You've got to
together.
mix this. This
There
is
we go.
important. A mix is important, especially on a Friday. We play a DJ mix in your
You know
car.
what I mean,
It's just,
though.
it's the best.
When you
There
get
you
that deep house mix.
Brother, any deep house mix is amazing. There we go. You throw water in because
Water?
it's rare in Gqeberha. There's a water shortage. So if
Okay, I see.
You know what I
You're
mean?
bringing all kinds of
Everything.
social,
economic circumstances.
You know,
yes.
this is it.
Yes. So if you're in Gqeberha, we'll send you this water to use
Wow.
for your own little food.
Okay, okay.
Yes.
Okay.
And
Now
how
that
much-
you, yeah.
Yes.
Go ahead, Tando.
What you're going to do is, after that's nice and smooth, we're going to
Okay.
put the chips inside
Yes.
the batter.
Yes.
Okay.
And you know the historical significance of chips.
Please tell.
Yes.
It's linked to SABC as well. Back in the day, we said chips, here come me fish from
Oh.
fishy fashions. But now we saying chips, here come me French fries.
I think I'm
and
too
the
young.
Buell sauce.
I think I'm too young, guys. I don't know what you're talking about.
That is a bit old school. I think. All right,
I
you go
became
ahead,
my uncle. I'm sorry.
So I'm going to make the sauce. The
Yes.
sauce that's going to coat our chips once we've done frying
Lovely.
them.
Uh-huh.
So we've got some sriracha going in.
Nice.
Lovely stuff.
Sriracha is
Tomato
also
sauce.
from Athlone.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you know Sriracha?
Yeah, I went to school with him.
I heard he was quite a cool guy.
Very, very cool guy. Mutual friend.
Wow.
Did he play cricket as well?
He did. It's actually JP Dumini's third cousin. Great guy.
Okay, there we go. We've got some Worcestershire sauce. I don't
Yes.
know how people say it.
How do you say?
It's Worcestershire sauce.
Worcestershire.
Yeah, via the tunnel, the Huguenot tunnel. Once it comes through Paul, it becomes Worcester sauce.
Oh,
Yes,
okay.
you have to bring it past Godini Spa. It's very important.
There we go.
That it has that traveling
A
experience.
little geography lesson
Yes.
for you there.
Okay, and then, yeah, we're going to quickly toss our chips in there. That's
Yes.
I'll get the
good.
chips
Here we
in
go.
here for you.
Here we go.
And then
Thank you, Kat. There we go.
So would you get them in here while frozen?
Yes, while
Okay.
frozen chips actually work better because
Oh,
it helps
nice.
coating with the coating, helps the coating stick to the chips.
And I'm assuming also because they would be frozen, once you pop them into that hot oil, you get the crispiness on the outside, then that
yes.
inside gets
Nice and soft. And the
and
corn
nice.
flour in the recipe helps with the crispiness.
And what's important, you speak about the frozen chips. Once we're done here and we let it, become real chips, especially with the frozen part. Now I'm going to sing at you. Let it go. Let it go. That's the frozen. We have to
Okay,
escort it into the chip realm.
Were you watching a lot of Elsa during lockdown?
Yes, lots of Elsa.
Okay, so we're going to dip these
Yes.
in our oil.
Here we go.
There we go.
And I guess, would you want to do a bit of an oil test before you get your chips in there?
It helps,
You
yes.
don't want your chips to slow cook.
Yeah.
So get a little bit of that batter, pop it into the oil, and if it does that and it creates a
Yes.
torrential water flow storm, then you're like, okay, we're good to go.
And of course, don't overfill. And then once you're done, once the chips have gone, you're going to pass me the chips that are already done.
Yes.
There we go. There they are.
And then we're going to toss these into our sauce.
And of course, look at this. This is our secret ingredient.
Oh, nice.
Our Be Well chili nays.
Nice.
And Tando is going to direct you into
There we go.
how to use it. But I can tell you so far that, of course, the Be Well chili-flavored canola mayo adds much-needed spiciness to dishes while being high in omega-3 as well, giving you that deliciousness accompanied with the nutrients as well. And Be Well's range of mayonnaise are naturally gluten-free. They're GMO, dairy, and egg-free. So they are ideal for making those dips and dressings for salads and being the base for a tasty wrap or sandwich. And you told me that you love wraps. So
love a wrap. Love a wrap. This is my thing. I am a one-pan man.
Oh, look at
this! Is
gorgeousness. And then we're just going to go over with our chili nays, some spring onions.
Yes. How about you do
and
that?
It's done.
You can go crazy on the chili nays. Let's see how much you would go.
Let's see your plating skills.
Make it.
Show us what you can do.
So, is it there? How's it?
Oh, go for
yes.
it. Just make it look good. Make it look good.
Okay.
So you got to introduce it.
You need to use your strong hand.
It's a scary movie throwback. There we go.
Oh, there we go.
So that's art. That's art for those of you that don't know. Now you got to. There we. Oh, that's beautiful. You got to throw it from this distance.
Yeah.
The spice hits it properly, and you got to. This is the secret ingredient.
Lovely stuff. I'll give you the last bit to do.
There we go. Close that. There. You got to.
And while you
do it without looking. Very important.
You're going to taste some of this. I'll give it a second just to cool down a little bit so that you don't burn your mouth. But, of course, you can win big with Be Well. They're giving away 150,000 Rand grand prize. And you can stand a chance to win your share of 50,000 Rand. Enter by simply purchasing your favorite Be Well product. Take a photo of yourself and your Be Well product and then send your picture to any of the Be Well social media platforms. Or, of course, you can send it to their WhatsApp line as well, which is 060-582-3678, along with your name and a contact number, and T's and C's can be found on the Be Well website. You want to taste that?
Yes. Must I get stuck in properly?
Go.
Please
no,
proper.
Proper. Okay.
Let us know how the sauce
Should I just put my hands in there?
Oh, this is it.
This is it.
This is it.
Should I commit?
For TV,
Should
commit.
I commit?
Oh,
For
my
TV.
word. Oh, Tiko wam. Bawo. I'm so glad you...
This is what I want when I cook food. This is the only reaction. This is how the food must be eaten.
We'll give you his reaction after this.
Commitment.
Thank you.
Man, that was intense.
Okay.
I've never seen anything like that.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
The incomparable queen of Kwaito tomorrow day is going to be performing just a moment. She's going to bring us a little disco therapy. Then JP, Sebastian and I are going to get into the nitty-gritty of where the Crawdads sing in his film review. But first, let's get into the news.
Thanks very much, Graham. The time just gone 8 o'clock. Let's take a last look at news headlines on this Friday morning. On the national news front, statistical data by the World Health Organization has revealed that over 4,100 people die of TB in the world every day. Moreover, the WHO says that more than 1 million children were diagnosed with TB worldwide in 2020 and that a quarter of them succumbed to the disease. Dr. Karen Duprier of the Desmond Tutu TB Center addressed the SA-TB conference in Durban yesterday and said only 400,000 of them were noted by the WHO as being on treatment. The WHO lists SA among the top 30 high TB burden countries. In other news, Deputy President David Mabuza says the government is determined to crack down on illegal mining operations in South Africa. Mabuza says the mining industry is the backbone of the country's economy and should be protected. He also says more than 4,000 illegal miners have been arrested since a special task force was set up and some 100 unused shafts have been closed. He says mining companies should be forced to rehabilitate mines after suspending their operations. And taking a look at international news this morning, Kenya's new president, William Ruto, has followed up on a pledge to remove a fuel subsidy that has further depleted the state's already strained coffers, a move that's likely to be unpopular with many motorists in the East African nation. Now, just a day after his September 13 swearing in, a subsidy on gasoline was scrapped, raising the price by 13%. Now, critics of the price relief measure have said the buffer protected those who could afford private cars. Diesel and kerosene subsidies were, however, retained, thereby helping to cushion low-income earners. Now, the Queen's funeral on Monday will be one of the largest policing events in Britain's history, as world leaders, kings and queens and huge crowds from home and abroad descend upon London. Now, it undoubtedly presents all the elements of a security nightmare. Meanwhile, British diplomats have been advising foreign attendees to wear dark formal clothing, although national dress may also be worn. Invitations were sent out to heads of state of every country in the world except Syria, Venezuela, Afghanistan, Russia, Belarus and Myanmar. Now, some 1,000 handwritten invitations were dispatched. And finally, believe it or not, wild chimpanzees have their own signature drumming style. Well, so say scientists who studied chimps in the Ugandan rainforest and established that these animals drum out messages to one another on tree roots. Now, the scientists say that the signature rhythms allow them to send information over long distances, revealing who is where and what they are doing. Now, the findings have been published in the journal Animal Behavior. Dr. Catherine Hobatier from the University of St. Andrews in the UK explained that the apes use huge tree roots as large wooden surfaces to drum on with their hands and their feet. Now, she said, if one hits the roots really hard, it resonates and makes this big, deep, booming sound that travels through the forest. And she added, quote, we could often recognize who was drumming when we heard them, and it was also a fantastic way to find the different chimpanzees we were looking for. And each male chimpanzee, the scientists found, uses a distinct pattern of beats, and they combine it with long-distance vocalizations called pant hoots. And no wonder scientists believe chimpanzees are closest to humans intellectually than any other animal in the world. Well, on that note, let's quickly take a last look at what is happening out on your roads and get you ready for travel.
Thank you very much, Kat. Yes, let us get you ready indeed. We start off in Johannesburg. Benoni, there's been an accident on the R21 southbound. That's after the ramp coming from Benoni, and the left lane has been affected, and you can expect delays over there. Staying in Johannesburg, Roodepoort, the traffic lights are out due to load shedding at the corner of Hendrik Potgieter Road and Krugerrand Road. And there are pointsmen on duty there, so you can expect some delays. Please do make use of alternative routes if you can. In KZN, Peter Maritzburg, there is a stationary vehicle that's on the N2 northbound after the ramp coming from Higginson Highway. Please do drive carefully. Take it easy on the roads this Friday morning. And now we take a final look at your weather. But first, some environmental news. A new study shows that the world's largest glacier is melting down faster than expected. The Thwaites Glacier is also called the Doomsday Glacier because of its alarming threat to global sea levels. A team of scientists, through a study published in Nature Geoscience, suggests that the higher melting rate has occurred over the last 6 months, resulting in the Thwaites retreat to 2 kilometers per year. A marine geophysicist Robert Lauter, who co-authored the study, said, and I quote, "Thwaite is holding on by its fingernails, and we should expect to see big changes over small time scales in the future once the glacier retreats beyond a shallow ridge in its bed." Now, scientists suggest that if this happens down completely, it will lead to a 4% of the climate change caused by a 3-meter sea level rise, posing a threat to the existence of living creatures. Well, for our final sunrise update, we take a look at those pictures. Nadira Baiju came in, starts us off for our 8 o'clock update, capturing this sun just peeking over the mountain with bright tangerine hues blazing in the sky out in Pietermaritzburg. Thank you so much for that. We also got this one from Joanne from KZN, who sent in her daily view from her balcony of breathtaking greenery. You can see that coming through. Look at that, the ocean views, enjoying the sunrise every single morning. She does. How blessed we are. Thank you for that. Owen Granger from Lakeside shared this spectacular shot of the fluffy clouds and that radiant coral hue coming in from his bedroom window whilst enjoying a strong cup of coffee. Thank you for that. Last up, we've got Frans Saunders from Richards Bay, who snapped this shot of the sun reflecting on the water while he starts his morning with a stroll on the beach, enjoying the fresh air. Stunning pictures. Let's do it again on Monday morning. Please do WhatsApp them to us on our line. That's 063-408-8863. And now a final look at your temperatures. Sun and clouds for Polokwane today. Your low is 11. You will reach highs of 30, with Mbombela coming in with sun today. Sunny times expected 16 and 32. Pretoria, that's the capital city, you start off at 15 and you will peak at 28. Johannesburg 14 and 27. Mahikeng 13, reaching highs of 31. Klerksdorp, sun and clouds, 14 and a maximum of 32. Kimberley starts off at 15 and you can expect to rise all the way to 32, with Bloemfontein starting off at 10 and reaching that high of 30. Richards Bay, sunny times for you, 20, reaching maximum of 32, with Pietermaritzburg at 17 and 34. The warmest place to be, that's Durban, 20 and 30. Mthatha, 14 and 34. East London, 16. That's where you will start off. You will peak at 27. Craddock, 14 and 33, with Gqeberha in at 14. That's your minimum. Your maximum is 23. George starts off at 12, hitting maximum temperatures of 19. The mother city, Cape Town, at 13 and 19. Worcester, sun and clouds are expected out there today, 7, reaching a high of 28. Sutherland, 4 and 25, with Uppington at a low of 17, reaching those highs of 36 degrees. And that's a final look for this morning. But lots more feel-good coming your way. Graham, tell us what it is.
I'll tell you what it is, my friend. Now, I know we call tomorrow day the First Lady of Kwaito and the First Lady of House, but I have a feeling if a doctor had to open up that chest, we'd find in there a big, giant glitter ball filled with love, which makes her the perfect person, of course, to bring us, firstly, an exclusive on TV today, which is massive, but I think something we all need, not just because it's a Friday, but because it's been a tough year.
Yeah.
And we need a bit more love and we need a bit more groove, and she's going to bring us that right now with some disco therapy.
I shouldn't care what people say. I'm gonna love myself tonight. Love myself tonight. So don't you dare throw yourself away. It's gonna be alright. Gonna be alright. When you enjoy yourself, you set your heart and spirit free. Yeah. So don't ignore yourself. Everybody's got to hear. We need disco therapy. We need disco therapy. yeah. It's time to shed the light. Time to shed the light. So come, my dear, never fear. Love is waiting. So come and take a bite. Come and take a bite. When you explore yourself, you'll find the shine so deep inside. Yeah. So just adore yourself and let eternal love just fly. We need disco therapy. You need your disco therapy. Here we go. All we need, oh, what we need is disco therapy. All we need, oh, what we need is disco therapy. All we need, hey, is disco therapy. All we need, oh, what we need is disco therapy. Ooh, yeah.
Oh! Now, I'll tell you what we need. We need a giant disco ball to come alive and walk around with us wherever we go. The versatile blenders doing what they do, blending in beautifully. If it's that easy to create like an awards show right on your studio floor, let's do it every day. Thank you so much to the incomparable Tamara Day. Go and show us some love on social media. The versatile blenders ain't going anywhere. The little matter of a Friday dance on the way.
Only you can make my day. It's my feel-good breakfast show.
I always try to tell by that face what kind of a verdict are we going to get. And it seems quite stern today.
Yeah, well, that's mostly due to my load shed head. I don't know what happened in South Africa. Don't look at my hair.
Oh, we're all going through it, my friend. We love it because you're up early in the morning because you love what you do. Well, I'm hoping you love what you do with this particular one. We are going to be chatting about where the Crawdads sing. And as soon as you say things like Crawdads, you think South. I just immediately think we're going into the South to plunge into mud and take out
10
shrimps.
points to Graham Richards. That's right. You've got it's all set in the marsh. It's all set in the swamp. And tell you what, before we hear it from me, why not from the Crawdads' mouth herself, Reese Witherspoon and the rest of the crew, because she was one of the producers on this, talking about where the Crawdads sing.
I loved the book Where the Crawdads Sing, and I wanted to turn it into a movie. The same feelings that you get when you read the book, you're going to have when you go see the film.
Kai's love of nature is captured so beautifully, and it's so wonderful to see the marsh come to life.
Oh, wow. But then also add this thriller element.
I fell deeply in love with the world and the character. She's so resilient and strong.
You can't live alone in the marsh forever.
Watch me.
All right.
And I really wanted to spend some time embodying her.
There's not a person on earth who hasn't felt like an outsider. But the story is about finding a way to just save yourself. Taylor Swift was so inspired by the book that she wrote an original song based on these characters. We are so lucky to have it on the film. It's haunting, it's beautiful. It's a wonderful thing to read and enjoy a book, but to make a world come alive, that's magic.
Where the Crawdads sing. Okay, so there's some power players in the mix here.
You recognize the face immediately from a TV show.
Big Little Lies, isn't it?
Well,
no, we're talking about
that's
Reese
Witherspoon. Yeah, okay.
No, but in terms of the others, it feels like, and she's, I know, very much trying to build an empire around her and empower people within the industry. So this kind of feels like a great project. It looks like...
Yeah, it's a production company in years called Hello Sunshine is the name of it.
Yeah, I love it when you see these power players wanting to do good with the platform that they have.
Why not?
That being said, just the vibe, the energy feeding off this side of the studio while we were watching that was very different.
I feel like I should at least give you a synopsis. So the story starts with body is found in a swamp. The star quarterback, whole town loves him. How he's there, why he's there, etc., etc. Prime suspect, of course, is Marsh Girl, as the locals call her, which is obviously derogatory because they don't trust her. They feel, I don't know how they feel about her. Daisy Edgar Jones plays this character pretty well. She's pretty strong, actually. And spends her entire life there because she had an abusive father. Each sibling ran away one by one. The mother eventually, ran away first, and she's stuck alone and has only the swamp and nature to raise her. You look sad already, Graham.
Yeah, man. There's a part of me as a kid that would have loved to have just been able to grow up alone in a swamp, but...
How much do South Africans feel similar to Philosopher?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
So
There's
you've got
echoes of something here, yeah.
You've got three stories really going on here. You've got this sort of like Bildungsroman, or if in normal terms, like a person trying to build themselves up from the bottom and whatever, and then you've got a love triangle going on too. You've got this, society persecuting her, etc., etc. And each one of those things, so you just know for now, South Africa, that she's a suspect. You don't know if she did it or not. There's kind of a con girl vibe to this, as you can see, as it is.
Okay.
And you then go through this retrospection where it's between the court case going on with David Strahan, who is one of the best actors we've got in the world.
Phenomenal.
Dude is so good, man. Good night and good luck, everyone. And then jumps between the sort of the history of the love triangle and where she finds Tate, who you're looking at there, and Chase, who you're looking at there, looking under the water, under the weather. It's really a cat and mouse of who did what, who's the suspect, is she really to blame, can you blame a person, was she defending herself, etc., etc. But now let's get into the meat and potatoes.
Yeah, because it looks good. The eye looks beautiful.
Sure, man, but for 2 hours, JP gives us the verdict of very crayfish clunk is what I'll call this. Because, look, I'm not going to blame the actors on this. She brings it pretty well, and then weirdly, she brings it at a level that makes the male actors feel like half her age, because she's got a good command.
Some gravitas.
That's not the fault of the male actors themselves necessarily, but the writing at times is super corny. And at times they're bright moments, so there's, a healthy enough split, I suppose. But it doesn't feel like there's any kind of evolution. What's weird is that for a character who goes to get raised by the bush, you think she's going to have a level of natural smarts. She's going to have a level of street smarts.
Yeah.
She's like super naive and never learns, and there's never sort of like and not for reasons of the story. It's not like, oh, there's a repetition because of the story. It's just because she does not feel really fleshed out in a way that seems sustainable, and in a way like creates enough chemistry between these sort of other male characters. It's, again, not the fault of the actors so much, but the story and the writing is really under par as far as I'm concerned.
Lay it down for us. Give us the popcorns, buddy. Give us the popcorns.
How about I give you the smooch?
Ooh.
Everyone wants to see the kiss, even though, like I said, it's not that movie. It's not strictly a romance movie. It's not strictly a drama movie. But why not? Let's see some of the romance that goes into
a little bit of love.
Where the Crawdads sing.
Am I your girlfriend now?
Do you want to be?
I know feathers. But the other girls don't know feathers.
All right, then.
Look, I'm a romantic.
It's got a place,
man.
And you know, this is the thing with romance, though. Even if it's schmaltz and corn, there's definitely a demographic, an amount of us
Someone's
who will
going to
go watch
get something out of it.
I
man.
like romances too. I'm not just a grouch. I promise you. I'm not just Peter Crayfish.
Look,
I love Eternal
50 Shades of Grey was a global phenomenon, so people will like anything, bro. I'm just going to put it out there, no offense. So give it to me. Lay it down, buddy boy.
The JP score, which is not the romance viewer score, is 5 out of 10 for Where the Crawdads Sing. Guys, warning you, 2-hour movie, like I said, where it feels like a character doesn't grow, and it's not strictly romance, so you're not necessarily going for that. It's really a mediocre Gone Girl, so you're not going there for that reason either. I hope that you just like, I suppose, pretty colours.
Yeah, it does look beautiful with a few redeeming qualities in there, but it might hit the mark, bearing in mind we are the kind of people that we are. So take what we say with a pinch of salt.
I'm a creep.
But we'd love for you to see Where the Crawdads Sing.
Well, thanks, guys. Now it's time for some fun in the kitchen. Now, driven by passion, dedication, and innovative spirit, Lindt Master Chocolatiers create the world's finest chocolate. And today, we're going to have a lot of fun with that in the kitchen because we're going to have the Lindt Excellence Blind Taste Test. And here's how it's going to work. We have 2 competitors who will be joining me in the kitchen very shortly. I'm going to be giving them each a taste of Lindt Excellence, a little block to taste and identify the flavor notes, the profiles. I'll give them a bit of a clue, and then they need to tell me which exact Lindt Excellence it is, and the winner will walk away with an entire set of beautiful Lindt Excellence. So let's welcome our competitors, Tamara Day and Dalen Oliver. Get in here. Come on. It's intense. It's intense.
Hello.
Tamara has decided to bring in some help.
Yes.
Disco therapy is in the house. Dalen, you good with your own?
Yeah,
You've got your
snaps. I got my snaps.
All right, good.
Got my snaps.
So I've given you the brief. You know how it works. Blind folds on. You'll be tasting. Just a quick one. If you have a look at the taste blocks in front of you, you'll be tasting from left to right. From left to right. I'll give you each a clue as you taste. And then let's see whose taste buds are refined and can identify what the Lindt Master Chocolatiers have put together. All right, so I would encourage you now to reach forward and...
Stop holding my hand,
No.
Stop holding my hand.
Right over there. To your left, right? So your very extreme left. Get the block. And
can you just direct me?
Here, Dalen, you've got it right there.
I got it.
Left.
Cool.
So go ahead and take that. And while you taste it, I'll give you a bit of a clue. So listen up, right?
Okay.
So block number 1 that you're tasting right now has an intricate balance of buttery sweetness. It's got subtle bursts of salt, right? And it's nicely balanced. So can you tell me which one of the beautiful Lindt Excellence chocolates this is?
I got this.
Oh, you got it?
One. Yeah,
you both got it? Okay, all right. So I'll go ladies first. What's your answer, Tamara?
It's the salted caramel.
Salted caramel. What do you say there?
Definitely second that.
You second that, and indeed it is, yes. Caramel salt, which is delightful and crisp, buttery caramel with delicate salt crystals. And it's nice and sweet with a great option. It's a great option if you are experimenting with dark chocolate and you're trying it out for the first time. So 1 point to each of you guys.
Our fingers touched, that's why I got it.
Remember what's at stake here, by the way. The winner walks away with the entire set, okay? So they didn't leave that one yet. That's the second one. And here's your second one. And while you taste, block number 2. Now, this...
I feel like we need water to cleanse the palate between us.
That's part of the challenge. Now, this block number 2 is Lindt Excellence, and it's masterfully balanced. Full-bodied,
got it.
Very smooth. Taste it.
Yeah.
Let it go around your palate. Dalen, what are you getting here? Which one do you think it is?
This is the original dark chocolate. This is good. It spoke to me in a dream last night.
See,
this is good.
So you say this is the... Okay. Do you want to be more specific about that? Tomorrow I'm going to give you a term.
Yeah, it's like dark chocolate intense.
Oh.
70% cocoa. There we go.
Wow.
Away.
Wow.
Away.
This is a team sport.
It even like...
it is a 90%, but that's not the one. This is the one.
I'm going to give you both a point for that one. Okay, 1 point each. Exactly. It is...
Oh, sweet Lord.
It is the Excellence 70% that balanced dark chocolate.
Are you good, Tamara? You still
vanilla and subtle notes of red fruit. And this would pair very nicely with a cappuccino. I'm giving you guys taste notes now. If you want to try it out over the weekend with a cappuccino, that would have gone...
And you must say excellence when you have that cappuccino.
Coffee and chocolate. Coffee, tea, chocolate, perfect. Match made in heaven. Oh, okay.
Here's your third block. All right, Dalen, you've got yours.
I've been blindfolded.
Okay, so go ahead and taste. This is block number 3. Now, with block number 3, you might taste a bit of a tropical delight, stunning contrast, and a bit of crunch in it as well.
I feel like I'm wearing an island shirt. This is an island shirt one.
Okay, all right.
I got sloffies on.
You got sloffies on? What are you getting there, Tamara? What do you think is? Which one do you think it is?
I've got it. It's
Yeah?
one of my favorite fruits.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, what?
Yeah, it's mango.
Wow, look at you.
100%
Look
a
at
mango.
you.
Yeah.
Oh, and it's a little bit chewy. It's lovely. It gets like a little chew after the sweet. It's a moment.
Dalen, what do you say?
Well, man go, a woman goes, so it's a mango. Yeah.
I like that. I'm going to give you each a point. So this is the mango and almond. A delightful
That's
contrast
amazing.
of fresh tropical
I didn't realize
mango.
there was almond in there.
And then
but
you
it's
get that
delish.
roasted almond as well. Those
Okay.
slivers in a smooth dark chocolate. Easy to eat and a great entry slab if you are new to dark chocolate. All right.
Stunning.
It's very tight. Right now,
Yeah.
it's 3 each. Okay, so this is your block number 4.
Whose
okay.
hands on my bum? What's that?
Hey, disco therapy.
Come
Careful now.
on.
So go ahead and taste that block number 4. And while you taste, this is a balanced and delightful fruity combination. That's what I'm giving you.
So good.
You got so good, Dana.
So
what are you
good.
getting?
I'm going to commit to it, and it might be wrong.
What?
But this is orange.
I second that.
Yeah, this is orange. This is a vitamin C. I can feel. As I eat it, my orange is peeling.
This is definitely
good.
going to help keep the flu away.
I'm giving you a point
I'm
each.
about
That
it.
is
I'm about it.
it's actually called the Orange Intense. That fresh
Yes.
citrus burst of sweet
Yes.
orange balanced with earthy roasted.
Like Donald
almonds as
Trump,
well.
orange intense.
By the way, you can't actually smell any of the... all you can smell is just that linty, chocolatey smell. But when you taste, when you bite into it, then you get the other
amazing.
flavors
Lovely
coming
stuff. All right, here we go. We've
feel
got
the
2 more to
food
go.
going away.
I'm going to
guys.
guide your hand. There we Don't lick my finger.
Sorry.
There you go. Got it? There you go. You got it. Okay. So
ahead.
this is block number 5. And while you taste, it's going to give you a balanced sensation on the palate. I'm giving you that. Because now we're getting very, very tight.
Not private. Amazing.
What do you got?
I got it.
Amazing.
I'm
Both of
going
you- okay,
first. I'm going first.
Okay, you going first?
Mint.
Yeah.
Mint intense.
Yeah, this is great.
This is one of my favorites.
This is good.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Mint intense. That's
This is good
exactly
for
what
the
it
throat
is.
and the voice. This is
Harmonious, minty
Yes.
This is
freshness.
delicious.
Yeah? It cools the planet. The planet, the palate.
And the
It
planet.
can cool
And
the
it's so
planet
good
as
for
well.
cooling the planet too. So just get your
I'll give you
Planet.
that
What
point.
is his favorite chocolate?
It's actually one of South Africa's most loved recipes.
That's it. Yeah,
by the way.
it's delicious. I
Okay.
haven't had breakfast yet, but this is, I think I'm
Me
going to start
neither.
doing
So-
chocolate for breakfast because
This is the decider, because each of you have been absolutely amazing. Taste
We
the last.
rock.
There you got. You got the last block, and here's your last block.
Okay.
I'm only going to say this to you.
Yeah.
It's a surprise. Taste.
Oh my goodness.
Let's see how refined your palates are.
Oh my goodness.
Okay. This is the decider.
Oh, crunchy.
Oh, hello.
Who dares go first?
We are so confused. This is the first.
I've never tasted this before. This is nutty, but I don't know what nut.
This is, ooh,
What? This is nuts. I'm just like,
this
what
is nuts.
this
But you know what?
nuts?
All right.
I'm going to say
Okay, I'm
it's
gonna
not
give-
hazelnut.
It's not
You say-
hazelnut. It's not almond.
Okay,
It's
I'm going to ask
roasted.
for an answer.
almond.
5 seconds. 5, 4, 3,
Roasted
2,
nut,
1.
roasted,
You go-
roasted.
Okay, you going first, Dalen?
Roasted pumpkin seed and butternut.
Roasted pumpkin seed and butternut. Okay. Tomorrow, what do you say?
Quinoa.
Tomorrow, what do you got?
Is it chicken? It's sesame.
Ooh,
Yeah, go
Tamara's got it right. Unbelievable. It is. That's surprise. That roasted
You're so cute
sesame.
for letting me win. Look at you.
Yeah, you can take off the
I'm gonna share my
blindfolds.
chocolate
Take
with
off the blindfolds and
Oh, yeah.
enjoy yourself.
Can
yeah,
I keep
Lint
this
Excellence is
blindfold? I
actually.
quite like this one.
Listen up. They've actually Lint Excellence have actually relaunched this flavor of fine dark chocolate, and they've combined it with these roasted, very light.
This is delicious.
Good caramelized sesame seeds. So you guys are absolutely fantastic. Enjoy the rest of it.
Win.
Tomorrow, you are the champion. 6
Now, what was your answer?
for Tamara, 5 for Dalen. You win the entire thing. Now,
You win
listen up.
too, babe.
It's a tomorrow morning, not a tomorrow day. Well
Okay,
done.
all right. Now, Lint Excellence offers a wide variety of flavors that everyone should experience. And if you have never tried dark chocolate, these are the best flavors for you, which is why Lint is giving you the chance to win a Lint Excellence hamper to the value of 1,000 Rand. All you got to do, visit the Expresso Facebook page, our Twitter page, or Instagram page, and let us know what your favorite Lint Excellence flavor is and why. And remember to include the hashtag Lint Excellence. Of course, the competition closes on Monday, the 19th of September at noon, and T's and C's can be found on our website, expressoshow.com. Tomorrow day, all of the spoils of victory are yours.
Well done. Well
Very
done.
nice, eh?
Hey, no, I'm sharing with everybody.
Lint
Don't get
Excellence.
anyone. I want to...
Refined chocolate pleasure. Lint Master Swiss Chocolatiers.
Looking for fantastic health and weight loss benefits without a lifestyle change or being on a diet? Well, Shapeline 50 Billion from Proven Probiotics is the first ever probiotic to offer scientifically proven weight loss, while at the same time boosting immune and digestive health. That's why we think Shapeline 50 Billion may well be the world's most effective probiotic. Available at Dis-Chem and Clicks.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to your feel-good breakfast show, Expresso. Yep, quite a bit of feel-good still coming your way. We've got JP Sebastian giving us some movie reviews this time around. You get me excited every Friday around this time. Because
So do you even get to see movies? You've been traveling so much.
Yes, I do. In mid-travel, watch some of the movies that you chat about.
You're not in the principal's office.
Sometimes I do, but I think that it's always just interesting hearing your reviews.
I feel like
the Black Phone.
You might love murder thriller type horror type things.
No, I do. That's my favorite thing.
Yeah, like the Scorpio, Zodiac, etc. So this definitely might be up your alley. The Black Phone, starring Ethan Hawke this time, with a little scary mask you can see behind you there, and he plays a kidnapper, setting sort of like the late 70s type vibe and whatever. So pretty much carrying on from a lot of the theme that we're taking from stuff like Stranger Things and whatever, the corduroy and all that kind of business and whatever. But there's a certain feel of a menace around that time. Tell you what, though, let the menace speak for itself. And here is Ethan Hawke with a young actor whose name I'll catch in a second, nevertheless, in The Black Phone, a scene.
I know you're scared and you want to go home. I'll take you home soon. Sister, I gotta be upstairs for a while. Something's come up.
What?
Never mind. What?
Someone's coming. I'll scream. If someone's upstairs, they'll hear me.
With the door shut, no one can hear anything down here. I soundproofed it myself. So shout if you like, you won't bother anyone.
If you try to touch me, I'll scratch your face. And whoever's coming will see and ask why.
This face?
Oh man, I mean, that sets the tone for it. Come on. This face.
Every one of those. So obviously you know Ethan Hawke, Training Day with Denzel Washington. You must know the actor, I'm sure.
Well, let's just put this note out. If you've got children around, parental advisory, of course, parental guidance is advised with a movie like this, because we don't want them getting nightmares.
Luckily, it's not like paranormal or anything like this. This is like, I mean, good grief. We used to have, like, there was Hammerman in Durban. There was, like, there was the Station Strangler. Oh, these are awful things to remember. But, like, we had serial killers, we had kidnappers and this kind of stuff and whatever. But so it comes from a lot of that time of, like, the paranoia and all that. What you're seeing there is, by the way, the young actor named Mason Thames, whose name I just caught, thankfully, acts really well. Imagine being a kid actor and you're up against Ethan Hawke, who, like I said, did Training Day, who previous to this, with the same director, Scott Derrickson, who gave us Doctor Strange, did Sinister. Sinister was really nice, guys. The design in there, if you want to see a good horror, the sound design, the music was excellent. Here, too, I really enjoyed the music, and there's a good feel to this. So at the start, it's set a lot in, like, developing its styling. It's just a neighborhood of kids who
feels cold,
rough with one another, and it's unforgivably rough. Actually, it's not even like cute and funny in a way. Like the way kids beat the nonsense out of each other and whatever when they're bullying. This little boy you see here, Finney, gets bullied himself, and eventually his number gets called after like 5 other kids already kidnapped. His card gets pulled, and it's time for him to get kidnapped by Ethan Hawke.
You definitely know you're about to get kidnapped when a man rocks up with a face like that.
Why are you talking to a man in a top hat?
Why are you stopping?
Please, kids, do not just talk to random men in top hats with white face on. The young lady is his sister, and she is able to have these dreams that sort of lead her to where her brother might be. So she's picking up clues from dreams. So there's almost like a Stephen King kind of vibe here, like with It, that there's half slightly paranormal, but then you also got this down-to-earth crime happening.
So she's psychic or
something to that effect. I don't go into the meat and potatoes and the details of it. You might figure that out for yourself, you might not. And that's one of the gifts of this, is that it doesn't really get into, oh man, we got to get into the nuts and bolts of how is this happening, why is this happening, or whatever. Sometimes that's a good thing. Sometimes you just want a thriller to move along.
Yeah.
But also maybe it cheats itself out of giving itself more world and more body and more life and more exploration of these kinds of things. That said, though, the performances are really good. You got this kid stronger in Ethan Hawke, and every now and then he gets phone calls on this mystery phone from previous kids who were abducted. He doesn't know if they're
on this black phone, and it's all happening in this room.
And irrespective.
But there's more for us, right?
Another
that you
little teaser.
have prepared for us to see, a little bit of a teaser.
Yes.
What's happening here?
So again, you've got Ethan Hawke coming down into the basement to check on the kid. He's like, they're having this little armistice. He's like, can we actually make it out of this alive? Can we trust each other and whatever? You'll find out when you see this clip.
Nothing's going right.
You could let me go.
I'm thinking about it.
I promise I won't tell anyone. You can blindfold me, drop me off on the street, I'll walk home.
But well, tell me your name.
Taylor. Taylor Mullen.
I was really starting to like you, Finny. I almost let you go.
Strangely, it seems that the kidnapper's also quite caring. I mean, he brings the paper.
So that's kind of scary enough as well. It's like he's not unilateral.
He's not,
like if he's doing this tightrope, that is its own element of scariness. When will he click on? When will he click off? You know, when will the trigger get pulled, etc., etc.
What's the pace of it like?
So I would say, just by the way, quick note is like I love even the slightest leans, even the deliveries. Like there's almost a Joker, Ethan Hawke kind of like, I mean, Heath Ledger kind of like gravitas to this whole delivery. But Popcorn's 4, the Black Phone is 7 out of 10.
7 out of 10. Okay. Well, that's a decent one. That's a very decent one. Okay, that's JP Sebastian, review of The Black Phone. That certainly does look like one you want to check out. It is out today, so if you're planning what to do with yourself this weekend, go check that out. Let us know what you thought of it. Expresso Morning Show, SABC3. Oh, G-Man, my G-Man.
Yeah, baby, it's time to dance. I'm going to warn you right now that in the next 3 minutes, you're going to see the coolest dance move you have ever seen in your life. I promise you that. The Versatile Blenders proved what they could do on the spur of the moment with Tomorrow Day earlier. They are undoubtedly one of the hottest dance crews in South Africa right now. They've proven that being a finalist on SABC1's Dance Yoduma, dancing in the hottest music videos in the country. And I reckon that's just the start for this incredible outfit. Life just couldn't get any better. The Versatile Blenders are here, yes baby, for the Friday dance!
Jonas Beat.
Kiss to my life. 더 천진하게 상상력 좀 발휘해봐. 네가 쳤던 다른 소리를 부숴대 난 이미 너도 아는 wanna place. I should know wanna place. 내가 될수록 원하는 엄마가 잘 봐. 끝을 보기 원한다면 자극해봐. 이건 너를 위한
Ngifike eJozi nganamali ngifuna ichelete. Umama zalo uyathandaza ukuthi ngiphumele. Bestie, my bestie, that's my best friend. Phanda ngiyabona. Ngifike eJozi nganamali ngifuna ichelete. Umama zalo uyathandaza ukuthi ngiphumele. Bestie, my bestie, that's my best friend. Phanda ngiyabona.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Free to be you. Live, work, play, sleep, allergy-free with Allergex non-drowsy. Hey, talking about being free to be you, how incredible was that dance crew?
I mean, come on.
Wow.
Which level is this now?
It's every level that we need. But listen, let's talk about allergies, of course. Not all allergies and triggers can be avoided. Like some of us who love our pets a little bit too much. You can't even love your pets too much. But anyway, you can't stay away from them too much, or you can't stay out of the garden for too long. Well, then you don't need to worry because Allergex non-drowsy has got you covered, right?
That's right. Allergex non-drowsy has been giving away 2,000 Rand take-a-lot vouchers to our lucky viewers for answering one simple question. One simple question. How do you prepare for spring if you have bad allergies?
Well, we do have a lucky winner today. Drum rollers for my fur babies as they shed a lot of hair. Also make sure that vacuuming is an everyday must, as well as stocking up on a lot of Allergex for the whole family. We absolutely love the syrup. And then she used hashtag AllergexND and, of course, hashtag Expresso Show as well.
She's got the whole practicality thing done. Yeah, like she's got a system that works. And, of course, then topping to that, the support that you do get from your Allergex non-drowsy. Now it's time to welcome and fully embrace spring because it's that time, Mescat, and we get to enjoy this beautiful time of the year. The way that it really must be enjoyed, honestly, allergy-free.
Absolutely. So stay tuned to find out how you can be the next winner of a 2,000 Rand take-a-lot voucher. And yes, like Uncle Tubbsy said, enjoy the season, Mescat.
Spring is glorious. Oh, sorry.
Oh, bless you, man. Bless you. Unless you suffer from allergies. But that has all changed with Allergex Non-Drowsy and the wonders of spring competition on Expresso this September.
So stand a chance to win a daily giveaway Monday to Friday of a 2,000 Rand take-lot voucher to spend on the best outdoor living gear.
I love that. So answer the weekly question on the Expresso Facebook or Twitter pages and include that all-important Allergex ND. The competition runs from the 1st till the 28th of September, and those terms and conditions do apply. Good luck and bless you, man. Bless you, man, indeed. It's been a week of honouring bold flavours, and we are here for that, enjoying some of the traditional desserts that Middle Eastern cuisine has to offer with Golden Cloud. It's been a journey of discovery, and we are adding the final touch to our Middle Eastern high tea with these decadent Turkish delight chocolate brownies, served with a warm mug of cinnamon and rose salep or salep. These brownies are the perfect balance of fudgy and cakey and awesomeness, and of course, with the Beacon Turkish Delight pieces thrown into the mix, they are going to be literally a delight. Whoo,
I'm
Tana,
excited
this is
for
a
this
special
one.
one. Yeah, I'm very excited for this.
Yeah.
I'm not a sweet tooth, but this does have a lot of the things I enjoy when I cross to the dark side.
Oh, you love dark chocolate?
I love dark chocolate. I adore Turkish Delight. It's my go-to. So if you had to, like, if someone is going overseas and says, "Oh, do you want me to bring you a treat?" I'll be like, "Turkish
Delight,
please."
okay.
So that's my vibe.
I'm so glad.
And the texture. So for me, the perfect brownie's got to be that gooiness, but you've got to have a balance. So this is awesome.
I love
Where
a
do
good
we start?
cakey brownie and then slightly fudgy in the center. And I love this one because it's going to have Turkish Delight pieces. So it's
craziness. It's
just
crazy.
feels
You
like
could
beauty.
only actually do this on a Friday, 10 minutes before the end of the show, because we're going to lose our minds after we eat it, and then we won't
Pretty
be able
much.
to continue with live TV.
Pretty
That's the
much.
way it is. It's just so awesome. Okay, but there is a process that we need to follow and a couple of
Yes.
techniques that we need to get right. So where do we start?
Let me actually start here. So we've got our cake flour, 150 grams.
Nice.
We've got some cocoa powder, 50 grams. Then on your side, you've got egg,
and sugar, cool.
And then we're just going to add in the vanilla essence.
Okay. And what am I trying to achieve here? How do that sounds a bit silly, but are we trying to make it light? Like so how fast do I need to beat and how do I need
Like
to go about
medium
this?
speed.
Okay.
You just want to combine it because it's already been creamed for you. So yeah, that should be
About
fine.
there, cool.
Yeah. Just to combine, bring it all together.
Ooh.
And then in the
That.
second bowl, we've melted some chocolate and butter.
Okay.
Melted
You can
chocolate
see
and
by that
butter.
luxurious, that
Yes.
texture, it looks, that glossiness looks amazing.
And then then you're gonna stop, grab your
Okay.
spatula, and combine.
Okay. And I think with this, it's because you want that light airiness. I've been told repeatedly, handle with care. Treat with
Yes.
care. Don't knock the air out.
Please
just fold in. So I'm going to be gradually folding this into the mixture.
Yes, please.
Okay. Wow.
So in the pot so far here, I'm making our rose and cinnamon salep.
Ooh.
I've got some milk, our salep powder, sugar, and we're just gonna whisk this until it's nice and smooth and lump-free. How are you doing there?
It's coming together beautifully. It's actually got this gorgeous marbling effect that I almost want to leave. Because it
Cannot.
looks so cool. Yeah.
I'm like, I love it that you've got an eye for the decorating.
Exactly, for the gram. But this is beautiful. You could just sit there and eat this with a spoon or put a straw in it and drink it. Oh, my
You
word.
for sure can, as I think bodybuilders can because it's so much eggs.
Exactly, protein, baby. Oh, that's beautiful. So I'm not entirely sure how it's supposed to look, but it does feel like it's starting to combine nicely now. Okay.
Yes, have that all come together, and then we're just gonna add our flour and cocoa powder.
Cool.
There we go. And we're just gonna mix that till it's nice and combined.
Cool.
Once you have a homogeneous mixture, you'll add in our Turkish Delight.
Beautiful. I mean, this is what I love about the Baking Cloud. Just with their cake flour, just that alone as a springboard, you can go anywhere.
It's a very versatile cake mix. Like, it just does everything.
Absolutely. Winning at life with this one. I'm going to start, just for the purposes of
There
TV,
we
I'm going
go.
to add in our Turkish. I've got to test first that it is Turkish Delight.
You have to make sure that
Okay,
there's no
it is
poison.
Turkish Delight. We can carry on.
Okay, cool.
I love
Lovely.
it.
Then I'm going to add some rose petals to our salep and cinnamon. And this is going to infuse. Once it's nice and infused, you'll sieve it, pass it through a sieve, just strain,
Okay, to
and
get
then
the rose
enjoy.
petals out, yeah. Unless you like the flavour and texture of rose petals, you can keep them in, but I love that because that's quite a heady tea. So when you've got something that's quite dense and decadent, you want to offset it with something that's a bit lighter. That's going to kind of open up.
And the spices of cinnamon go so well with the chocolate. It's just...
Oh, and the cinnamon and Turkish delight, I think, will go beautifully as well. Okay, that looks magnificent.
You're great.
Oh, no, you're great.
You're great.
No, you're the best.
No, you are.
No, it's you. You know you're the best.
There we go.
Yeah, this is where I normally fall down, is on the finish line. I'm like that guy on the last hurdle in a relay race who like drops the baton. Or
You were
hits
doing
himself
so
in the
well
head
in the
with it.
beginning. Listen, I think today's not that day.
No, it's not.
I think
This
you
is
made it.
spectacular, girl. I'm just looking at the gloss, the
There we
sheen
go.
on this. That is so exciting. I love it.
Gorgeous.
And I think the secret here to a perfectly chewy brownie is in the softness of the Golden Cloud cake flour. It is so versatile. In fact, that versatility allows you to bake just about anything, obviously including these brownies. And then, of course, we've got the Beacon Turkish Delight. They are delectably chewy, sweet treats, and we love them. And, of course, they are enrobed in indulgent milk chocolate and the perfect way to treat yourself. Or treat someone else that you love.
Yeah.
Someone else in your life who's great like that. This looks amazing. Then into the oven.
Into the oven for about 30 minutes. You can keep it, you can put it in slightly less if you want that gooey brownie.
A bit more chewiness,
But
yeah.
if you want it slightly more cakey, then you can keep it in for about 30 minutes. And then once it has that beautiful crust, then you know it's ready.
It's ready to rock and roll, and then make sure your tea has been brewed. And thus concludes this journey that we've been on this week. This has been amazing. It's been enlightening for my taste buds. Tando, you're awesome, girl. You're the best. She is the best. And of course, it doesn't end there, because Golden Cloud have a new and very exciting competition with a weekly celebration of a spring high tea. So 5 lucky viewers stand a chance of winning 10,000 Rand. That's a lot. From Golden Cloud, obviously, and to go with it, a Kenwood appliance so that you can bake like Tando with the best, and simply create a bake using a Golden Cloud product or more, many products as you can include if you want. Share that photo of your bake on the competition post on our Expresso Facebook or Twitter pages, or you can use our WhatsApp line dedicated to the 063-814-2300. And of course, tell us what makes your high tea creation the best, and make sure that your picture includes a Golden Cloud product, and don't forget that all-important hashtag, high tea with Golden Cloud. You don't have a huge amount of time because the entries are going to be good. I have a feeling for this one, so get on it. The entries close the 28th of September, but you can find all the terms and conditions on expressoshow.com.
Yes.
Well done. You're awesome. Need Zoe to just spoon out
Just
the mixture.
spoon more.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to your Friday morning on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. I hope that you've enjoyed the start to the brand new day. And in case you need your engines to be revved up just a little bit more to get you into the mood for the weekend, well, don't worry, the versatile blenders are here for our second round of the Expresso Friday Dance. Move the tables, move the kitchen, sikibele yonke, let's go!
Sizwe ngabo senza into esifunayo asenza noma yini nawe yenza into efunayo angeke sizwe ngabo senza into esifunayo asenza noma yini nawe yenza into efunayo gibeli tafula gibeli tafula gibeli tafula gibeli tafula tafula gibeli tafula gibeli tafula gibeli tafula ngabo asenza into esifunayo asenza noma yini nawe yenza into efunayo angeke sizwe ngabo asenza into esifunayo asenza noma yini nawe yenza into efunayo agibela itafula agibela itafula agibela itafula agibela itafula tafula agibela itafula agibela itafula agibela itafula oh yeah
Guys, just witnessed a Pansula moonwalk.
Yes.
I'm sure I saw that. Wow. Do you have air jets under your feet, or how do you do that? How do you float?
Wait.
Without touching the ground?
You did that move that you were like, you did like some...
Yeah.
What was that?
I want to be a pounded please. I don't even know.
Can we go?
Oh man,
this spring, here's to Mother Nature and all the other mums who bring wonders into our world. Made with love by Clover.